Konnichiwa everyone, welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix. This is round number 18, is it? Or 19 of the World Championship? I need to get my calculator out. But nevertheless, it is the land of the rising sun here tonight in Japan. I hope you all have had a lovely cracking Easter. I certainly have. I've had a lot of eggs, and goodness gracious me. Just making sure that I'm actually talking about, because I've had an absolute mare in my old laptop lately, and I apologise if you can hear some clicky things in the background, because I now have to use a mouse, as my laptop now is a bit of a Frankenstein laptop. Anyway, enough about my personal problems. I hope you all had a lovely week or two off then. But now it is the final stretch of the World Championship in ALR Gold, Silver and Bronze this week. This one is going to be a cracker, I'm sure of it. It's the only figure of 8 circuit on the ALR calendar. We have raced around here 7 times in the past in ALR. And of course, it is round 18. And of course, the all-time race lap record is actually set by Tango for 28.178. If we get close outside, that'd be fantastic. That was back in season 5 when we was driving the Formula 1 2021 spec cars. We have had a few different winners over the years around here. Then German has been very successful around here. He's of course won around here twice in season 6 and season 5. Last season, Troy took an incredible Grand Prix win, which is absolutely magnificent indeed. Of course, Clarkey won in season 4 with Granty winning in season 3. Emerson, of course, also a 2-time winner around here, and Jonathan Cox got his one and I think his only Grand Prix win around here as well, way back when in season 1 then. So we're before evening to you, Dylan Eccles. Dylan making a gold appearance here tonight, and I can't wait to see what Dylan can do. He's done very well since returning back to silver a few weeks ago. Well, it's more than a few weeks ago now. It's a couple of months ago, isn't it? Goodness gracious me, time flies when you're having fun. But tonight we're in the land of the rising sun. Then we're going to the good old USA next week. Then before we then head down southwards to Mexico, before going further south to Brazil. Then we have a pit stop in Portugal. Then before going on to China and then Abu Dhabi. Then there are the 6 remaining races. No, listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 remaining races. Goodness gracious me, we've still got 7 races to go in this championship, and anything could happen in the ALR championship, and it usually does, doesn't it? Let's take a reminder about what's the story, Morning Glory and all that kind of stuff. I think that used to be an album, didn't it, by Oasis? Right, of course, then we do have Dylan subbing in for the Williams tonight. Then good stuff indeed. We've got Dan Murphy returning to the grid as well. We haven't seen Dan in a while. Knowlesy in the Alpine team have had a pretty horrific season, I think, in terms of drivers. They have been really struggling, haven't they? Of course, with Kush and Wouter have been very good, but unfortunately they seem to have a lot of subs, don't we, in the Alpine and the Williams team. I don't know what it is about the blue team. Maybe they're just feeling a bit down now. Anyway, let's go on the drivers and the constructors, shall we? It is too good to miss. Troy leads the championship by 23 points at the moment. That's less than a Grand Prix win now between himself and Boxtel. 30 points back then from Boxtel is Percy, and he is about 53 points away from Troy. It's make or break now with just 7 rounds to go in the championship there for Percy. Remember, he was leading over the summer and the early stage of this championship, but it's got a bit peaked on as him and Boxtel have had a bit of has had some wars, haven't they, over a few races, which has caused I think the highlight, maybe the low light, I'm not too sure, but the flashpoint of the rivalry definitely was at Zandvoort, wasn't it, a couple of weeks ago when both drivers retired from the Grand Prix. German in 4th position. Great to see German almost back to his best, and look forward to seeing what the former champion can do in season 9 next season. Kush in 5th position, as I mentioned, saying Kush is a very good, very strong driver, but he's yet to reach that 100-point mark, and he could have done so. Chaz is a bit concerned after having a pre-race chat with the young man, but he's in 6th position, doing a good job. Reuter in 7th position. Mr. Rage, great season in 8th position. Green has also had a great 2023. He's flown up to 9th now. And Vesey, great performance last time up there, getting a podium, which means he's now in 10th position as well. And leapfrog Markey, who is down 11th position. I'm having to remember that this is Markey's first time this season in gold. He's done a great job. 12th position is Alhan there. 13th is Gamer as well. Struggled Gamer has. And one driver I was expected to be easy in the top 10 this season, but it just hasn't materialised for him. Siege in 14th. Coop as in Soup is in 15th position. Chappers in 16th. And Sweet is 17th. And relegation zones at the moment is Mumford, along with KD and Phelan, who's not feeling it tonight as he is not racing. Then Constructors Championship looks like this, and AlphaTauri leads the way, 80 points in front of the Aston Martin team in second position. McLaren, who have won the previous 2 Constructors Championships, may not win the third this season because it's looking very, very difficult indeed. Then Murphy's on track. Then goodness me, let me rub my eyes. I don't think that's right, is it? As he comes out of the triangle chicane then to really put a lap on the board. Then the man who, of course, I think he finished third in this championship back in season 2 or season 1. I can't remember which one it was now. As he flies through into turn 1. For McLaren are in third position, as I mentioned. They are 2-time Constructors Champions. If they won it this season, they would have been the first team ever in ALR to win 3 Constructors Championships in a row. That is not that is not going to be the case. Well, that would have been amazing, but it's not going to be the case at the moment, is it? Unless you have an incredible final stretch of the season, 92 points away from the AlphaTauri team. Ferrari, we're watching at the moment, they're 128 points away from McLaren, but they're in front of Haas because they just overtaken Haas, haven't they? And they have moved themselves up into 5th position as well. Alpine are in 6th position. Difficult season for Alpine, but yet they're still in 6th. Good stuff. Mercedes are in 7th position, 8 points away from the Alpine, with Red Bull 6 points away from the Mercedes in 7th and 8th position. Alfa Romeo have clawed their way back up to 9th now. They're 2 points away from the Red Bull team. Williams there in 10th position, yet to get into double figures in the triple figures in the Constructors Championship. Joint Constructors looks like this. Yellow flag has won. The Mercedes has had a bit of a pirouette into the triangle chicane. It is Sweet, and he is also coming into the pits as well. And so problems there for Sweet, unfortunately. Murphy, his first qualifying session, I think, in a donkey's years, who comes through the 130R. Used to be a monstrous corner in yesteryear. This time around, not too bad, even with the reduced downforce on these cars, albeit. Oh, Murphy there into the gravel, and spins the car. Unfortunately, Murphy does. I have to get his stats up about gold because I haven't. As you can see, his car has gone transparent there, and you can see how Murphy's seating position is. Very interesting indeed, isn't it? As well as the Williamses, I think, just went by there. I think that was Chapper. It was Chappers there, doing a 30.8 then, with Murphy having a spin there, and we didn't see his real competitive time then. So Chappers is now 30.8 then to set us on our way in the qualifying session. Remember, this is a 3-part qualifying session, and I forgot to talk about this man. Blaze had a multiple Grand Prix winner in ALR, isn't he then? And he drives in the Alpine tonight there. I think the Blaze finished in the top 3 of the World Championship in last season or the season before. I'll talk about Blaze in just a jiffy because I've got to we've got to try and catch up with these drivers then. Coop, as in Soup, then coming out the final, the triangle chicane, which I don't think it's called the triangle chicane, and he is the second slowest of the time runner so far across the grid. Hatchins there. Remember the qualifying one then, it is the usual stick then. If you're regular viewers of ALR, you're probably going to be bored of me to tell you this, but we have new viewers all the time then. We'll see how this will go. Oh my gosh, I love Green's helmet. That is absolutely spectacular, and that's a good time as well. Lovely stuff there for Green, and that helmet is lovely. I love that as well, because he's got a green helmet for his green name there. Albeit it's not green on the top though, is it there? But goodness gracious me, it looks good from the outside though. Look at that, fantastic helmet. I love it. It reminds you of someone, I don't know. I'll have to have a ponder on that then, but it does remind me of someone's helmet from yesteryear. But I'll have to dig that out of the back of my brain, which isn't very good because my brain is now on standby mode then, as which it normally is at this time of the weekend, as unfortunately I've got a unfortunately, as we're all getting ready for the work week, aren't we? Here's Vintage, of course, in gold tonight then, so great to see Vintage there making a step up. Once again, a lot of reserve drivers in here tonight, isn't there? As people think a lot of drivers have just given up, haven't they, really? Which is a shame to see. And here, to be fair, going through the 130 there, Vintage is just about to finish off his lap. Anyway, yes, qualifying, as I've mentioned over the multiple sessions around here, or not just around here, but in ALR in general then, of course, it's the only full qualifying session we have in Q1, 2 and 3. Vintage goes 5th, fast in front of Delando at the moment there. Delando currently in 6th at this moment in time. Siege is starting his lap then. Let's stick with Siege then. It is, of course, qualifying 1 and 18 minutes long. Qualifying 2, 15 minutes long. Qualifying 3, 12 minutes long. Qualifying 1 is going to set the grid from 15th to 20th, albeit there's only 18 in here at the moment, so it'll be 15th, so it'll be 16th to 18th at this moment in time. Qualifying 2 will set the grid from 11th to 15th, and then qualifying 3 will set the grid from pole position to 10th on the grid. No worry about tyres, of course, and if you remember as well, over the previous years we used to be in qualifying 2, you had to set, if you got into the top 10, you set the fastest tyre, which you set your you start the race, which you set your fastest tyre on, and all that kind of malarkey. Don't have to do that now. I'm surprised they dropped that rule, to be fair, but albeit from a league point of view, I think I prefer that, to be honest. It does seem to really hinder the drivers that really got themselves into the top 10 after I've got themselves in the top 10 for Mega Lap in Q2, but then unfortunately it used to really hinder them, didn't it, in qualifying 3, as Murphy's had the same issue again at the triangle chicane there. So it might be that default helmet there for Murphy. This is causing him all kinds of issues. But he is getting quicker. He's now into the 38, so Murphy is. I think the Murphy is just trying to get his eye in, and I think he might be using this as a practice session, you know, because he was a very late call-up as well. And as we come to the triangle chicane here, full Siege said, hop, skip, and a jump over the triangle chicane, and of course there's no sausage curbs over there to launch in the air. Of course, that triangle chicane very infamous there as Siege goes into 4 fastest at the moment. Good stuff indeed there. Nosey into the triangle chicane as well with the traditional black helmet. That triangle chicane is very infamous there. Of course, if you are a Formula 1 fan for a number of years, then from the 80s, then especially, of course, if you remember the great rivalry of the McLaren team, as Sweet has had a sweet lap there, 302nd in front of Blazer. Great time indeed there. That is going to make everyone perk up and pay attention, because that Mercedes car, Sweet, has really hooked up a lap there. That's a fantastic lap there from Siege. Gamer has gone second, has gone quickest in the second intermediate split time here. On board then with Gamer, then of course a multiple Grand Prix winner in silver, out of the triangle chicane, across the grid, Hatchins there, not quite sure. Now he is there, and he is fast as well. Now, is this track evolution out there, do you reckon? Because there is 2 very quick laps that has happened now. Then it's Marky across the line as well to start his lap then. Well, this ain't going too well at all, is it? Because I've been on air for about 10-15 minutes now, and I haven't even got through the all the championships yet. Shocking behaviour. But yeah, of course, if you're interested in the triangle chicane, quite infamous then between the old McLaren drivers then of 89 then between Ayrton Senna and Alan Prost. They came to blows, didn't they? Alan Prost then retired on the spot. Ayrton got back to the pits there, changed the nose cone on his McLaren, and then went on to win the race before getting disqualified and handing that third championship to Alan Prost there. And of course, that was a very fractious year between the 2 rivals, wasn't it? There of Prost and Senna. And of course, one of the all-time great rivals as well. It did get a bit juicy, didn't it? Mate, is it going to get juicy between Percy and Boxtel? Well, we'll soon find out again then, but it's been juicy already between those 2 drivers, hasn't it? Incidents galore over the course of the season, and which personally I have found it very enjoyable indeed. But I do understand though that it has been getting a bit hot under the collar there, and of course the race director there, of course Farfus, had to throw the cap in the ring, hasn't he? And really lay down the law, which I'm sure that I wouldn't want to argue with Farfus, especially on a Sunday night as well over in Ipswich. Across the line then comes Marky going 4 fastest there. Good time there for Marky. These are some really good times at Vesey on the back of a very good performance last time as well. Here is one of the championship protagonists. It is Percy. He is fast there. Oh my goodness me! It's a 28.911. Call the cops. That's amazing there for Percy. Wow, fantastic stuff indeed. I read it quickly and it was a 29 off, but a 28.9. That is ridiculous there for the man who needs a clean event here in car 2 in the Aston Martin. It's a 1-2 for the Aston team as well. He needs a clean event, doesn't he? If he wants to get himself back into the mix there. Boxed out about to start his lap as well. Let's see how he can do that. A lot of medium runners out there, which is interesting. Well, I say a lot, but it's just the AlphaTauri team. Alhan started his lap as well. It's only the AlphaTauri team. I'll read your comments out in a minute then, because I've been ignoring you, which is very rude indeed. As I mentioned, Vesia's first podium of the season last time, right? And he goes 7 fastest. Hopefully, Besley can now get a clean pair of heels there. And I don't mean to wear, I mean to... just a clean pair of heels and just get himself in the points then. Dylan now is 3 seconds up then. Good stuff indeed then. But we're going to stick with Troy at the moment, who's leading the World Championship. As now then as he comes up into Degner 1 and Degner 2. And of course, Degner 2, I think in 2009 we had like 3-4 red flags in qualifying, didn't we? Kovalainen crashed there heavily in his McLaren Mercedes. We also had a very interesting incident there with Sebastian Buemi, didn't we? Where it looked a bit messy, to be honest, but a lot of drivers got penalised, didn't they? I think there's 4 drivers, Alonso, Button, someone else there, which of course, if you've joined in the stream, you all know about you all know as a Percy retired from the session now, but I think I've got to say that is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it, for Percy. Troy has gone 5th fastest, but remember that is on the medium compound toys on board of Boxtel, who's 2nd in the World Championship mode. Lovely helmet designs, by the way, tonight, and tip top indeed then into the triangle chicane. Now Gamer's retired from the session as well. He is also happy with his performance there. We're going to lose 3 drivers in this opening qualifying session there. Out of the final turn there comes Boxtel coming across the line, and he's done a 29.2, which is still 3/10 of a second away from Percy. And then Percy game, set and match there for qualifying 1. Redonkulous times there. Dylan has found a second in the second split time before going through the 130 yard, breaking down into 3rd gear, 50 miles an hour, maybe 60 I should say. Coming out of the final curve there, not taking too much curve either there. Dylan is now across the line, the former bronze champion, and everyone has left the session there, or is it just me again? Have I left the session? Maybe. We'll find out in a minute. Well, yeah, but there's a migrating host. Oh, goodness me, his Blaze has done an amazing bit of I don't know what is it, Tokyo Drifting. Well, whilst everyone has leaving the session then, which it must be me, I reckon, let's go through the joint constructors, shall we, with 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session now. Well, no, before I do that, let's go for the comments, shall we? Thank you very much to the to all your comments coming in so far. Why is my comments going weird? Right, evening Dylan, good evening to you, sir then. We have got ALR Gold then, good luck all for Percy. What's happened, Percy said? I don't really know, to be honest. Everyone's left the session. I thought it was me at first. It was me last time. Was it? When was it? Was it Singapore where everyone left the session? Where I left the session. Everyone left for everyone then. Yeah, I think everyone... I'm sure it's... here we go again, isn't it? I'm going to make a fool of myself on stream, which is nothing unusual, really, is it? Because I do that all the time. I don't need this delay. Chappers is saying then, yeah, so Chappers is not too impressed with this, is he? Damn. Yeah, I must say though, Coop, yeah, yeah, a lot have left for me too. So I'm not sure if it's just me that's so does that mean it's not me this time? I do not know. Hang on, let me quickly go into the admin in the admin foyer and see what's occurring. Well, nothing's happening at the moment, so I think the Farf might be just sorting something out then. So hopefully he is, and then we'll get going. Oh, there he is. Farf is not happy with this game, is he? As he's just said, "Oh goodness me, he's hate this game." However, it's quite nice that you've all joined me all of a sudden then. As who's that? I think that was that Knowlesy then, was it? It was indeed then. So let me get back into the. Let me join. I hope I'm in the right game now. Anyway, whilst I'm getting back into the game then, Siege said, race picture shows wet but also stays dry on timings there. So that's interesting, isn't it? So that sounds like a very mixed condition. I'm looking forward to that. That sounds pretty amazing to me. Hopefully I'll get in soon. Percy saying, save for me, Siege said, serious question, evening all, I'm racing so can't watch the race but I'll watch it back afterwards. Shock horror there for Serious Mushroom. Check his hard drive for hacks, laugh out loud. What a lap for Percy. Just don't race, Goku is saying now. Says Russia, I said I would now. I wish I had. Ooh, they're together. So yeah, we're hoping to be back on as well. And Chapter is saying, what's going on then? And Koyas is his code masters, but if you just join it back on the invite that Alex has just given out, and we'll be getting to go again then. As I quickly jump back in then, as qualifying 1 is still going on. Personally, this game is awful. I'm hoping the next game will be a lot better, to be honest, but I don't know what's going on. Dylan is saying, and you should have had an invite there from Knowlesy about you should have had an invite from Knowlesy to get yourself back into this session there, Dylan. Then, so if you haven't, then Knowlesy will drop you an invite in just a jiffy, and then you can get back in. But this is heartbreak for Chappers, Chazza, and Alhan, who have not set a time just yet, and all of a sudden they are going to be on the back foot. So the glitch in the game here tonight has cost those three drivers a chance to get through to qualifying one, through to and qualifying one to qualifying two. So an absolute nightmare for all three of those drivers, and that is absolute pandemonium. Then Knowlesy, join off my invite. Yes, if you join off Knowlesy's invite there, you should be able to get yourself back into the session now. But that is absolute rubbish there, isn't it? For not on the invite there. Thank you very much, Knowlesy. I don't mean Knowlesy's. Don't mean Knowlesy's invite's rubbish, and how dare I say that? But I'm more upset about. Yes, continue with the old lobby, continue with the old lobby. I've set a time, the timing ladder is wrong. I'm 10th. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm wrong. Okay, so if the timing ladder's wrong, hopefully that will sort itself out. I can't take control of my car, Percy saying, and Dylan's back in the session as well. Hopefully Percy can take control of his car in qualifying too, because he's retired. Because he retired, I think, and well, I hope that's the case anyway. Yeah, the timing ladder is wrong then. So it is not Alhan, Chazza, and Chappers out of qualifying then. It's going to be someone else, unfortunately, but I don't know who it is then, which is not very good, is it? You come here to listen to me inform you about what's going on, but I have no earthly idea what's going on, but that's nothing unusual, is it there? But hopefully Percy can take control of his car as well, because I assume that you other drivers are going to have the same issue as well, the likes of Gamer and Troy. So just watching Marky going through the 130 then. But yes, the qualifying session is done and dusted then, and we'll hopefully find out who is going to be on there. 2 gauges for me to be able to Chappers to say then. So yeah, hopefully you should get in there as well. But I think you got a mysterious Sergio Perez there, who was just joined the lobby somehow. So, my timing ladder is wrong, apparently. Yeah, Chappers is 10th, and as he mentioned, so they're out of qualifying. So I hope this is correct, and I apologise if it's not. But it is Chaz that didn't set a time then, and his nightmare weekend that he was nervous about has unfortunately come to fruition here. And he is out of qualifying. Alhan is also out of qualifying as well. No time set for those two drivers, and absolute heartbreak for those two drivers. With Vintage in at 16th position now. Unfortunately out as well. Murphy made it through by 3/10 of a second in 15th position, albeit I don't think, I think he got one time running in the end there. I don't think Vintage got a clean run in either. So the two drivers then who were, the driver that was out didn't get a clean didn't get a clean running, and nor did Murphy either, but they somehow made it through that. Yeah, a bit of a nightmare there, and I'm not sure, but I would say, that Chappers has done his best time with no tyres on the car, so fantastic stuff there for Chappers. I knew he was skilled, but goodness gracious me, he doesn't even need any wheels now. Fantastic, unless he's using a illegal tyre then. Same for Gamer as well. Talking to Gamer, he's left the session, so I'm hoping that unless this session's a bit unstable, we'll find out in a jiffy, as there is, have I got a Vans, have I? Nice. So as we're going into qualifying 2 then, I hope I'm not in a car, because that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Maybe I should just pick spectator mode rather than just join session, but there we go, we'll find out, see what happens in a jiffy. In the constructors, in the joint constructors then, whilst I get me head around all this malarkey that's going on, Alpha Tauri leads the joint constructors then by 319 points from Aston Martin. Alpine are in third position, and they are not on the quadruple figures just yet then, but they might be soon enough then. And it looks like we've got another problem in the lobby then. So face palm is activated now. Fourth is the McLaren team at the moment. They're 75 points behind the Alpine. Haas are only 11 points away from McLaren. A titanic battle between the Haas and the McLaren, I think, until the end of the season, the joint. Ferrari 83 points away from the Haas team then, so Ferrari will be very disappointed with that then. We're now into qualifying 2 then. Hopefully the drivers that have left can come back in the session at pronto. Mercedes 7th position, Red Bull 8th, 9th is Alfa Romeo, and 10th is the Williams team then. I have done that. I'm happy with my life, so yes, I'd say that's a self high five from my point of view. I was promising you about some of Blaze's stats. Of course, Blaze a race that he's raced in ALR 22 times now, and has won 4 races, 3 pole positions, and 9 podiums there to his name now for Blaze. A very experienced campaigner in the Alpine tonight. Then, of course, along with Knowles as well, who's also a very experienced campaigner. And of course, I think we was also going to mention Mr. Dan Murphy, who I think was here since the first ever race. I love that shot, by the way. We don't get to see many shots like that. Is out of the pits now comes Siege. This is Murphy's 111th Grand Prix in gold, if that's right then. Hang on, let me get my specs out. I've got a new monitor and I have to lean very far forward. Yeah, this is Murphy's 111th start in ALR Gold tonight. And so Murphy, who I think is that the most starts in ALR history in gold. I think it is, you know. I'm sure it is. I'll have to get back to you on that one because I think Emerson's on 110 or 109. So Murphy is now 111 starts in ALR Gold. That is a redonkulous amount of starts there for the man who's been on pole 4 times, had 18 podiums as well, with 17 driver of the day performances there for Murphy. Goodness gracious me. So happy 111th birthday there to Murphy. Fantastic stuff indeed. I'll have to have a look after this stream and see if that is the most. I think it is the most there, actually. I'm just going to have a quick whittle down. We got 108 there for Emerson. And yeah, I think that Murphy is the most experienced driver in ALR Gold history of 111 starts here tonight. And indeed he is then. So good stuff there. I think he's the only other driver actually that is made the 100 mark in terms of one championship. Fantastic. Right then. Anyway, enough about, of course, we can't stand on ceremony here, can we, Mr. Wayne? Let's get on with the qualifying session once again. But yeah, good stuff indeed there for Murphy. It's a shame we can't do Sundays more often, Murphy, isn't it? Because I do love stats like that. But yeah, 111th start here tonight for Murphy. Congratulations. That's a big whoop whoop if I say so myself. Right, marking out the phone turn. I hope everyone's now back in the session after that little wobbly. I've just seen far from mentioned in the admin chat. Why, oh, is me then? I didn't know he was Mario Balotelli, but goodness me. But I think that the Farf might have to give his router a good old kick then, perhaps. I don't think it's Farf's internet at all. I just think it's the game personally. But there you go. I'm not a man who point fingers often, but yes, just blame Codemasters on this one, or is it EA? I'm not too sure. Does the stream keep freezing for anyone else, or is it just me? I hope it's just you, Percy, because I'll be devastated if it is not just you, because I might have to jump on this old laptop there and give it a good kick, I think. Mine's okay, thank goodness for that. Oh, hello, Cryptic Alibi then. Of course, Cryptic then, who has been been in a badgerish mood, hasn't he, with the old football malarkey going at the moment, especially against the Chelsea or Chelsea fans and that kind of stuff. However, I can't say much being a disgusting Liverpoolian, because, you know, these old, Liverpool not doing very well either. But luckily enough, they haven't had a loss this weekend, Liverpool, so I say that's a success from my point of view. Going through the 130R now before going into the triangle chicane here from CJ with that devilicious helmet design. I love that indeed. That out the front turn there, and I think it is just Percy. I'm no offense, Percy, but I'm glad it's just you and no one else. 130.880 there for CJ as he comes across the line to set passes in qualifying 2. Remember, this is not for pole position. This is just to get out qualifying 2. As long as you're not in the bottom 5 drivers, then it gets knocked out. Not as long as not in the bottom 5 drivers, there's 5 slowest drivers in this session. You should be all fine and dandy to go for pole position. That is the aim of this one. We have got a McLaren. It's Marky's coming to the pits, actually. I thought he stopped. Dylan, who is not interested in using any is not using any of the soft tyres so far. As Green's gone faster. 7/10 second in front of Steve there. Just shows Green's development over the season has been pretty impressive indeed. Chelsea going for relegation. Knowles is saying then Chelsea the only team we can banter now. I'm sure you could probably. I usually banter Southampton as well, but that's because I've got a friend who's a Southampton fan. So, which I really shouldn't, to be honest. I think that was my first. It's to my first football game? No, it wasn't. The first football game I ever went to was Cheltenham against Newcastle randomly, but I thought it was pretty cool. That was quite a long time ago. That was Alan Shearer's final season, I think, as well. It's 2005-6 season, I'm sure it was, or something like that. But that's my claim to fame anyway. I'm telling you now, Tuchel did a masterclass to give you them 10 points, not so you're not getting relegated then right at the beginning of the season. Kurt Gallagher saying, oh, lovely stuff indeed, as it's just now coming up the hill as well. Blaze, I'm not sure if Blaze is back in the session as well. Apologies, I was just reading the Discord chat a bit too late there as we come to the triangle chicane. And here comes Chappers as well. 4 drivers set a time on the board so far. Coop as in Soup is currently second fastest there. 2:10 second in front of this green end. Across the line there comes Chappers. He is now third fast as well in the Williams team. And I think Williams do need a good amount of points as well. You can see that the pit lane, the pit coming out onto the track around this circuit is quite abrupt, to say the least. There, so you've got to be very much a bit on your toes around here, don't you? Otherwise, you could end up in an airplane crash as well. Talking of which, we've had some incredible races over the years. And one of my all-time favourites, or perhaps I shouldn't say favourite, should I? Because Emerson's going to kick off on me in a bit, isn't he? Luckily, I don't think he watches on Sundays, does he? Or certainly doesn't watch live. But of course, Emerson, one of the most decorated drivers in ALR history. He had a nightmare around here in season 3, didn't he? It's him, and he crashed before he even got to turn 1, didn't he? Which all but ended his championship hopes. I'm sure it did for that season. This was round 18 that season, I think it was. I think before Grant, he went on to win the championship in France. We had a random calendar for season 3 of golf then, which personally, which absolutely threw me out. It completely threw me out, because I think France was round 20, and I think Abu Dhabi was the last race or something like that. It was something like that. I can't remember now, but yeah. So Grant won it in the French Grand Prix then with 2 rounds to go, I think it was. But I think that this officially ended Emerson's attempts at being the champion that season there. Of course, Grant, one of only 2 drivers that has been the double world champion in ALR history. The other one is, of course, R. Emerson. We got Vesely coming up into Spoon Corner now. And at the moment, then, we are guaranteed a new champion this season. Almost. I think almost there, because German has a slim mathematical chance of winning the championship. It is very slim, but, well, actually, it's not anymore, because I think he's out after this race. So we are guaranteed a new champion in ALR after this for this season as well, which I think will take our total up to 5 ALR champions in history, which is fantastic, isn't it? There, of course, we've with the it's the who's who of ALR, isn't it? The champions of yesteryear. Vesey coming across the line there, and he goes fast out on a 29.8 there. We still haven't touched the 28.9 there, which was set by Percy back in qualifying 1 then, and that's an absolutely stonking lap at the moment. There was Dylan, I just love the medium compound tyres. Then, of course, they are very. They do exactly what they say on the tin, really, don't they? They're very smack bang in the mid range. Cryptic Alibi. What is the championship like at the moment? Well, let me tell you. Boxed out has gone purple in the first sector. Troy, well, I'll tell you in a minute, actually. I'm not being rude. Across the line comes Troy at a 29.0 there. 8/10 second in front of his teammate. I love the helmet button from Troy. What I do like about these brakes, by the way, is drivers really get their artistic flow on the go, don't they? You've got some fantastic helmet designs here tonight. Watching the Aston Martin of Gamer. The championship, like at the moment, there is 23 points between. Troy leads the championship, 23 points in front of Boxtal in second there. Across the line comes Gamer third fast at the moment there. Boxtal just coming over the brow of the hill into the 130R. Percy is 53 points away from Troy at the moment, and that is the top 3. German is about 161 points away at the moment, and very, I think he is very close, if not out of this championship as well. I need to sort my maths out, but yeah, the top 3 are realistically in the championship. And just as I say that, someone has touched that 28.9 now. It is Boxtal. Good time indeed there for Boxtal. Blazer just coming through the hairpin now, the Kobayashi hairpin, wasn't it? Of course, he did some darn dear maneuvers there in 2010 when he was driving for the BMW BMW Sauber team. Percy, he's only got 5 minutes to go, and he's in the pit lane here, Percy is. That is not what he wants to be doing all seeing there, especially if you're a Percy fan out here, as I think that's one of the Alpha Towers just getting out of the way then. Boxed out leads the way on, and here comes Blazer, as I mentioned today, multiple Grand Prix winner in ALR Gold. That figure was third in the championship one season as well, and for Blazer, making a super sub appearance for the Alpine team at the moment now. German's going to win the championship just like Arsenal. Alibi is saying that. Unfortunately, Arsenal drew today, didn't they? Which is a darn shame, because I think they were 2 goals up as well. But unfortunately, I fell asleep watching that. Blaze has gone at third fastest there, and Dylan has gone 7th fast as well, which is why it took me a very long time to because Alex asked me to do something today, and unfortunately, I fell asleep. And I said I'll get him to in an hour, but next one I knew it was like half. I was like, oh blimey, I better get going. I have no fan, Sean, per se. I'm a fan of yours, Percy. Don't worry about that, my good sir. I will always be your fan. Of course, I'm a fan of every single driver. I'm a fan of every single driver, but definitely I do enjoy watching new drivers go to work then. And talking of which, who are my biggest fans of this season? Well, Boxtel's one of them now. He's only missed 1 race this season, if I'm not very much mistaken, which is Bahrain, and he wasn't even a part of that race. A big fan of Percy as well, he's not missed a single race at all. He's raced 17 times this season. Alhan has raced 16 times as well. Great stuff indeed. Then Troy has raced 16 times as well. Vesey 15 times. Mr. Race 15 times as well. So big fans of those drivers there. Brilliant stuff indeed. And Green 15 times as well. Goodness gracious me. I love all you guys. Well, this is, we've got a bit of a lull at the moment, haven't we? Well, we had, but Marky has broken the lull and is out on circuit and goes up into turn 1 now. As flicking it into turn 1 and going into turn 2. Turn 1 is more of a braking zone for 2 and 2, really, isn't it? Now into the S's now. Oh, I love this part of the circuit. If you got a very good stable setup, then you could just absolutely fly up here, can't you? It's an incredible part of an incredible circuit. This one is, isn't it? Into Dunlop 1. Hold on to your oh goodness me! Hold on to your seat. Send him now into Dunlop 2. Of course, a lot slower than Dunlop 1. And now under the crossover as well. The only figure of 8 circuit on the calendar into the Kobayashi hairpin. I can't remember what it's called. Is it the Dunlop hairpin, or am I making that up? No, I am making that up, because Dunlop's a couple of corners before that. Coming up into Spoon Corner, the yellow flag is flying all around the circuit. We're not going to worry about that in qualifying. It's drivers just getting out of the way or just preparing their tyres. Out of Spoon as well. Of course, Williams had a nightmare there of 95, which ultimately ended their constructors' attempts from ended their attempts to wrestle the Constructors' Championship away from the Benetton Renault team, which was all conquering with Johnny Herbert and Michael Schumacher that season then. And out to the final turn then, and Marky coming up to the line as well. Let's see where he can put himself with 2 minutes to go in this session. That's 4 fastest there for Marky. He is very much in the ball game here to maybe get himself into qualifying 3. Let's go on board with Mr. Racehead. And now going over the grid hatches there, of course, this circuit is very much a Honda-owned circuit, and it's of course Fiji, or is it Fuji? Fuji. Fuji is of course it's a Toyota-owned Formula 1 circuit when F1 raced around there in 2007 and 8. And who can remember the 2007 Japanese Grand Prix when it was an absolute deluge there, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. Hamilton drove a superb race there, but it was also an incredible race there for a very young Sebastian Vettel, wasn't it? Before he crashed into the back of Mark Webber as Coupe having to correct the car into the second Dunlop there as we go into the crossover. Sebastian Vettel went to the back of Mark Webber, didn't he, unfortunately? And a very emotional scenes there as well. Of course, Mark Webber also was suffering with, was it food poisoning or something like that? He vomited in the car, didn't he? Goodness gracious me, I remember that quite well, actually. Well, I don't think Mark Webber wants to remember it at all. And also had that incredible fight, didn't we, between Massa and Robert Kubica, didn't we? Where, of course, track limits didn't seem to be a thing on that day, but then again, it was a ding-dong battle, was it? It felt very much like a Gilles Villeneuve and René Arnoux battle from, I think was it from the French Grand Prix in Dijon in 1979, was it? I can't remember, to be honest there. Ever since turning 30, my memory's been pretty appalling. Out of the final turn then, Coupe, who was just going over the line, so Percy's left the session, that's nervous. And Percy's left the session! Oh my goodness me, and that is could be all, that could be curtains there for Percy, because he hasn't got enough time to set a time here, and he was the benchmark in qualifying 1, but qualifying 2, he's going to be on the bench for qualifying 3. Oh no, that is such a devastating moment now for Percy. He needed to be at the sharp end of the field tonight if he wanted any hope of getting in the getting into qualifying 3 and getting any hope of keeping himself in the championship. But Percy is out of qualifying because of that. There, the time is finished. Percy's out. That is a devastating blow. Chappers is in 10th position as it stands there. What about Percy's teammate Gamer? And goodness me, that is absolutely devastating for Percy. Across the line comes Gamer. He is 4th fastest now. What about Sweet Dad? He was quick in qualifying 1. He's quick in qualifying 2 as well. Oh my goodness me, I think that the headline is in the man who's fair in the championship is 50 odd points behind. 50 odd points behind and in the championship, and of course with just 7 rounds to go, well I think it's 6 after tonight, there were 6 rounds to go. It's starting to become a bit of a mountain now for Percy, who was the early pace setter in this championship. My word, this is a devastating blow for Percy. Green goes 6th fast as well. I apologise, I should be focused on the other drivers. Siege is in the pits, he's out of qualifying. What about Knowlesy? Can he nip himself through and into qualifying 3 then? Knowles in the Alpine car 23 there for some reason, and then goes 12 fastest there. Notice there's a Fuy's car 94, but maybe he just fancies to change that. Vezi through as well. So goodness me, Percy out of qualifying, down in 14th position. Murphy out of qualifying, down in 15th. Siege in 13th position. Knowlesy 12th. Chowper's in that position. Dylan has got through by the skin of his nose cone. 2 tenths of a second now, and into the pits comes Vezi as well. But what heartbreak then for the championship leader. Percy, can I have an invite? Farf, could you send Percy an invite, please, my good sir? And just got to Chapters coming around the final turn then. Cryptic Alibi is a serious Mushroom fan as well. I love them fried then. Everyone's a Mushroom fan, laugh out loud then. Percy, no, yes, I think I confirmed it when Percy was out of qualify. Watching this on racing, laugh out loud, Serious Mushroom, saying, goodness gracious me. You're a better man than me, Serious Mushroom, because I certainly can't do it then. Because Percy set a 28.5 as well then, so that is gutting as well. So hopefully Percy can get back in not too different, not too distantly. We got Dylan, horrible final lap for me, Dylan is, but it doesn't matter about that, my good chap, because you're through nonetheless, and that is the most important part of this qualifying 2 session there. The one track I have paced in the game, and the game absolutely ruins it for me. Percy is saying that I do feel for you, Percy, because that is absolutely devastating. Look, there he is. Murphy down in 15th position there, which is approximately the usual place he qualifies anyway. Not in silver anyway. Of course, he's not a bad qualifier. He just doesn't like qualifying. But Percy, who's a really good qualifier, out of qualifying because there has been technical issues of the game, which is absolutely it has curtailed his championship aspirations potentially. We've been looking on this as the final. This might be looking on this as the final nail in the coffin for Percy's championship aspirations, I feel, and that is devastating indeed. That is not what we want to see. We want to see the championship fought out on track there and not technical grounds, but of course we have seen in the past, haven't we? Of course, Michael Schumacher in Japan 2006, for example, when he retired from with an engine failure, didn't he? This is slightly different, but my word, I think Percy will be on the same sinking feeling that Schumacher did. I haven't seen Percy come back in the session yet, so hopefully he'll get an invite in just a jiffy then, is that they're now coming down at the pit lane here. Of course, it is a downward starting grid, isn't it? This one is, of course, so you have to make sure you cannot let your foot off the brake too much, because you'll start rolling, which means it will cause a jump start for yourself, and that'll be it then. You'll be out. You'll be getting a drive-through penalty, which is not what you want, is it? Person will be giving us an interesting race coming from the mid-pack, though Chris Gallipati said I think the person would like to have had just a simple race where he's just leaning from the front there. But what devastating news there for Percy. A multiple Grand Prix winner, but well, anything can happen still, but this track is difficult to overtake on. I would say this is top 5 best tracks in the world, top 3 best track on the game, in my humble opinion. I would say it is such an incredible circuit, especially when you get it right. It very much, this circuit very much radiates performance, talent, and car setup, doesn't it? And of course, if you get all three, if you have all three and get all three right, you are gonna be a man on a mission there. And Percy, up until qualifying 2, was looking fine and dandy. Qualifying 1, smashed it out the park. Qualifying 2, technical gremlins there with just 2 minutes to go, which meant that he was unable to set a time. He's down in 14th from the grid there. Percy is there. Whilst the 2 championship rivals of Troy and Boxtel are in qualifying and going for pole position then for the Japanese Grand Prix Season 8 of ALR Gold. Dylan out of the final turn then, and let's see what Dylan can do. Only one DRS around this circuit as well. There could have been a DRS just after the 130R, perhaps, or just before, but of course that's very dangerous. I would say that you won't have any downforce as well. And of course we've had some horrific accidents over the years around there, around the 130R. 2 actually on the installation laps going to the grid. Alan McNish, I think, had a horrific incident. Or was it warning warm-up? It might have been the warning warm-up. In 2002 in the Toyota, Alan McNish had a horrific shunt and went right through the barrier, didn't he? And that, unfortunately, wasn't able to start his final race in Formula 1, was he there? Which is such a shame there, because Toyota, of course, replaced him with Cristiano D'Amata, didn't he, in 2003? Of course, McNish went on to test drive for the Renault team before. Of course, he's a very successful driver in, of course, endurance racing. As the McNish is a multiple Le Mans winner, so he didn't do too bad, did he? And of course, I think the other one was it Lucas Di Grassi? I think that it wasn't his final race, was it? But Lucas Di Grassi in his Virgin racing car also went up, and I think that was on the installation lap, and he was out of the race, unfortunately, before it got going as well. 2011 or 2010, I can't remember which year it was now, but that was a big shame indeed there for Di Grassi. Hopefully Percy will get back in. I'm not sure. Are you back in yet, Percy? Because I haven't seen you come back in yet. 8 minutes to go in this qualifying session now. Dylan out of the triangle chicane. And now what can Dylan do then? 8 minutes to go in the session. And that's the first time on the board. It's a 30.6 there for Dylan, the bronze champion of season 3 or 4. I think it was 3, wasn't it? Because I think I was made to retire after season 3. Right, Dennis and Dylan there going into turn 1 there. And I've got the wrong AlphaTauri, but of course the other AlphaTauri just starting his lap. That's why I'm in. Well done, good stuff indeed there, Percy. I'm glad. Obviously, I wasn't paying attention, have I? Right, we've got Betty coming through the 130R. Yellow flags in the S's there. Hopefully, no one's had an issue there on his lap at the moment. My guy is finding a rope then. Oh goodness me. Hope things are not bad. Right, we've got Vesey out of the final turn. Vesey across the line. Vesey fast there, second in front of Dylan now for Vesey. Remember, last race he did a supreme job there to come home in third in this AlphaTauri. His first podium of the season, and which I find absolutely surprising. He's had a difficult season, Vesey has there, and when he seemed to get it together, he just his things just seem to go a bit peak tongue, doesn't it? There for Vesey. Box down a lap. Sweet on a lap. Troy also on a lap as well, coming out of the hairpin there. We got Blazes into Spoon Corner now, as I mentioned, a Grand Prix winner, 4-time Grand Prix winner to be precise, that on the rumble strip set before Curveball as well. Of course, half of his Grand Prix wins did come in Monaco, one of the most dominating victories ever in ALR history. 40 odd seconds the gap was between himself and the rest of the field in season 5 or Season 5, but Season 6, I think it was. I can't remember exactly. Might have been both those seasons, to be honest. He just absolutely waltzed away, didn't he, in those 2 seasons? Out the final turn there for Blaze at across the line. He goes fastest out, 29.5 for Blaze. There we got the second AlphaTauri of Troy through, and he has gone faster still on a 28.9 here. The track is ramping up. The drivers are ramping up as well. Sweet going full fastest. What about Gamer there? Gamer's on a very strong end of the season here in terms of qualifying. He's gone full fast, and he's gone purple in the final sector as well. For the Belgian driver. Great stuff indeed there for Gamer, and he is going to be on the second row of the grid. Can he stay there though? I'm not sure. It's going to be difficult though, because we got still box style, Koopas and Stoop still setting times up there as well, and Green and Marky has to come out the pitch here. Across the line for box style, and that is pole position at 28.7 there for the McLaren Mercedes driver. And my goodness me, if pole is slower than 28.5, I'm going to cry. Currently it is slower, because we are 2 times a second second off at the moment. Percy out of qualifying, down in 14th position now. His two championship rivals of Boxall and Troy are currently first and second at the moment. And this is a nightmare for Percy, isn't it? Down in 14th position. Now Troy is currently in the championship. He is second at the moment. Boxall is second in the World Championship, 23 points away for the championship leader. As we go into the final 7 races of this World Championship, an elongated season. This has been the only season we've had in ALR on F1 at 2022 then, and I think for some drivers they're happy it's only been one season. Out of the final turn then for Kupas and Soup, then across the line he goes 8 fastest there. And at the moment, 5 minutes ago in this session, Boxall's on pole position. This will be a 7th pole position of the season, and of course he is the king of one laps, isn't he? Percy, who's on 5 pole positions with Troy on 3. The 3 drivers who's being the benchmark of the championship, also the benchmark in qualifying as well. And that is as it stands in this season for Boxall, going for a 7th pole position of the season. That love the helmet design for Boxall tonight. It's absolutely spectacular indeed, isn't it there? Goodness, that gracious me. Green and Markey must only have 1 set of tyres because they're only going to do 1 lap then by the looks at it, as the clouds are beginning to gather. And we do know it is meant to rain for the race, or we've heard it's meant to rain for the race zone. However, it sounds like it's not full wet. There is definitely rain in the air. That we've had a lot of rain in this in the Japanese Grand Prix over the years, haven't we? 94, of course, that weird aggregate race, wasn't there, where they had the races split into 2 parts, and they were going to add up the times from both races. I think that was the only time they ever done that. Really weird indeed. But that is probably Damon Hill's best ever Grand Prix win of his career in F1. That win took the championship onto the final stage of Adelaide in 94, of course, where they had that infamous come together, and Schumacher won the championship on the sidelines of Adelaide, didn't he? Goodness me. And that was also the scene of Nigel Mansell's 31st Grand Prix win in ALR in Formula 1, or was it 32nd? He's had 31 wins, hasn't he, in Formula 1? So look at this, and Marky coming out of the pits now. Look at those eyes, and very focused Marky is. And as I keep mentioning, I need to say this because I can't believe it. This is Marky's first season in gold, and I think he's done an absolutely spectacular job. Marky has, hasn't he? This is 15th start tonight. He's only had 5 DNFs, hasn't he? But he's had 2 driver of the day performances this season for the McLaren team, and he should have had a lot more points, shouldn't he? And I'm wondering if he could have a strong finish then to this season's championship. Then we'll find out. We still 7 rounds to go. I still can't believe we've got 7 rounds to go, and a lot of points are still up for grabs here. That's about 100 in no, maybe I shouldn't have started this because we all know about my appalling mass here, but I think that is approximately, we got 175 points, of course, which doesn't include the fastest laps, and of course, if you want to include the fastest laps, and then add 7 onto that. Yeah, you did a mass. But 175 points is still up for grabs in this championship. But I think that German, I think realistically, is you'll still be in it mathematically. I think even if Troy does win tonight, but it'll be almost certainly done and dusted then, won't it? But yeah, the top 3 are the most realistic in the championship. But even with Percy needed to score tonight to keep himself in it, and Boxall and Troy needs to have a lot of bad luck in the final couple of rounds, doesn't he? But anything can happen in Grand Prix racing. It usually does, as the legendary Murray Walker used to say. And yes, the races are not won on paper. If they did it, it'd be boring, wouldn't it? There, that's what we love. We love live sport. Out of the triangle chicane now. So Markey, one and done then for Markey. Then it's all or nothing. And this is very much an old school qualifying lap. Then of course, single shot qualifying has come back for one time only here with Markey across the grid hatches there. Well, technically, you have two goes at this, but let's see how he goes at turn 1 and turn 2. Keeping it neat and tidy in turn 1 there. Now coming up to the S as well. Lovely shot here. And we're on board the McLaren. Look at this. Look at how aggressive Mark is with the wheel. Then he's not a smooth operator, is he, like Jensen Button? Very direct. And he likes a pointy car, Mark. He does, doesn't he? Nose in first there, and he would deal with the oversteer later on. That McLaren, I love it. Into Dunlop 1. Then he's purple in the first sector, taking a lot of curb. I love it as well. Of course, you can never have too much curb then. The first sector, very good indeed. Then then coming up into the Kobayashi hairpin as well then. Were we going to see some darn deer overtakes into there? We'll find out later on then. Race is coming up momentarily. As we've heard, there is rain in the air for the Grand Prix itself. I wonder if some drivers have set out for the rain then rather than the drier qualifying. We'll find out then. Of course, I would say the wet and dry setups are not too it's not too different these days though, are they, in the modern era of Formula 1? But I think that you still want a bit of a barn door on the back there so you don't spin off there. Everyone is out on circuit. That's what I want to see in qualifying. Half a minute to go then. Marky into the 130R. He can have another bite of cherry if he so wishes, but into the triangle chicane as well, but he may not have the battery power for it. Out of the final turn then for Marky. Well, actually the final turn's here, turn 18, and they got rid of that bump then across the line. Third fastest there for the McLaren type, but that is a magnificent time indeed then. Wesley now starting his up. We're on board now with Wesley. On board with Sam as well, but I think then it is the Williams that's coming up next. It is Dylan up next, and yellow flag as one of the McLarens. I think that's Marky just getting out of the way there. Dylan then on a lap, and then we come to the triangle chicane as well, and breaking down into third gear, 60 miles an hour, and tickling the 61 miles an hour. Out of the final turn then for the bronze season 3 champ, then coming over the grid hatched as well, and he goes 7 fastest. Dylan does. Checker flag is waving now. Boxtel, who's currently got pole position then by 28.7 then, and you can see he's hugging the inside lane there, inside the white line I should say then. He has found 10%. Can he get into the 28.6s here then over the grid hatching as well, and he's at a 28.5 there for Boxtel, and he improves his time slightly, and Gamer goes into 5th fast, and he's now on the racing line. Is that going to be a crucial part of the getaway? No, he isn't, because Sweet is in 5th position. Great time for Sweet there. Coop is up into 8th position there. Magnificent stuff. But where's Troy, the championship leader? He's found a 10th per second. I don't think he's done enough for Troy. He's improved slightly by 2/10 of a second, and that's a great end to the lap there. Unfortunately, wasn't enough for pole position there. Blaze is back up in the 3rd position there. He's kept himself in the party. Green up in the 4th. Magnificent time there for Green in the Red Bull. Oh, magnificent stuff indeed there. Vesey is the last man across the line, then out to the final turn there, and Vesey across the line goes 5th fastest there. We had so many different P5 positions there. What a grid there. It is Boxtel pole position then for the Japanese Grand Prix. That is his 7th pole position of the season, and he is going to be absolutely overjoyed with this there, isn't he? Very good stuff indeed there for Boxtel. Mega performance indeed there, and I think that is McLaren's 5th pole position of the season as well. Mega stuff there, because I think he got 2 pole positions when he wasn't in McLaren, wasn't he? So good stuff indeed there for Boxtel, and that takes his career total to 9 pole positions. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Boxtel then, and really the top 2 and the rest tonight then is what Tango's saying. It would have been top 3 and the rest, wouldn't it? But unfortunately Percy having issues then, so it's going to be Boxtel and Troy then, and I think that Percy is going to be hoping for a very interesting kind of race then, and Tango's exactly right there. Look at that then, 10 per second separates the top 2, and then the rest are there, goodness me, are very much nip and tuck then. This is Blaze for half a second away from pole position Boxtel, with Sam Green in 4th position there, Vesey in 5th, Marky 6th, Sweet 7th position with Gamer 8th, Coop in 9th position, and Dylan completes the top 10 of the qualifying here in Japan then. And it is very overcast here tonight, so we are expecting rain. How much rain is going to be falling? Well, we're going to find out in about 7 seconds time here. Don't go anywhere. It is going to be a cracker in the land of the rising sun. Whoops-a-daisy. I've for some reason, how do I get into spectate? There it is. Whoops-a-daisy. I had a bit of an issue there. Haha, ALR esports is not racing. I will pull over and retire then. I've been hit with one of those 30-second unskippable ads then. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? To be honest, I had a bit of a panic there. Ginger Rage, fantastic. Goodness gracious me. We're just, it is raining out there. It is intermediate tyres then. Good luck to you, Farfed, who's in the Ferrari then, under ALR Sports then. And look at that man. what a hug of a man he is there, Ginger Rage, who, please, this will not be a part of his, he is never going to start a gold race. This is the closest he's ever going to do to start a gold race then. Anyway, 27 laps then around the Japanese Grand Prix. And let's get going, shall we then? It is boxed out on pole position then for the start of the Japanese Grand Prix. Second position is Troy. It's not raining too heavy out there, so I'm wondering if it might be, if we might have an interval of this rain, and maybe it might dry up halfway through this race. Third position is Blazer. Great qualifying there for Blazer. Green in a magnificent fourth leg. Can he keep up? Can he keep that position? Or maybe he can get a podium. I reckon he'd be aiming for a podium at the very least there. Vesley in fifth position there in the AlphaTauri. In sixth position is Markey. I must say that Vesley, Markey, Green were very close together, with Gamer in eighth position and Sweet in seventh position. Great performance from both those drivers. That was a mega performance indeed there. Coop, as in Soup, in ninth position. 10th position is Dylan. Chappers in 11th position. Remember, Williams needs a good result here tonight then. Knowlesy in 12th position there. 13th is Siege with 14th Percy. Remember, he had technical issues in qualifying, and the championship protagonist down the order. Murphy making his 111th start here tonight there. 16th position is Vintage. 17th is Alhan. Chazza in 18th position there. I think one of the most, Alhan and Chazza very unlucky there to not even get an attempt on the board there. Farfin 19th position, ALR Esports, and Ginger Rage in 20th position as well. Ginger is racing. This is definitely counts towards the stats. Only if I win or get points. I'm going to be adding that there. So just watching Ginger Rage there, lovely helmet, into the final quarter as well. We've got 18 drivers on the grid. Ignore those two. Shambolic drivers at the back, and then hopefully we'll get going as well. Knowlesy didn't line up his car very nicely, nor did Sweet either. I gotta say, I haven't even done a perfect lineup of the grid box yet, unless you say that this game's been out for almost the best part of a year. 27 laps around here. The umbrellas are up in the where are they? In the stands then, and we're just waiting for those lights to come on then, and when they come on one at a time, they'll be illuminated one at a time, and when they go out, we'll be racing here in Japan, the home of Honda. And you can see that the lights are not coming on just yet, and it's been a bit of a flaky session tonight, hasn't it? Goodness gracious me. And just waiting for these lights to come on then, and hopefully it's not me that's broke the session then, because that would be that would be very disappointing indeed then, wouldn't it? Just waiting for, as migrating the host, and now as Knowles has left the session, and now we're racing here. Now we go, and there's different starts for everyone now. I think the box has had a terrible start, and I've lost all my graphics here. As we go down into turn one, it's a bit of a shambolic session, this one. It's night then, but I think that's Green who leads the way. It is Green who leads the way here. I have lost all me all the GUI here, which ain't good, and just got Green who leads the way with second position is Troy. What has happened to Boxtown? He just didn't move, did he? And as we're just watching Boxtown, well, on board now with Boxtown. This is going to be a very difficult race indeed. And that's contact there. It's the Haas and the Alpine that have come together. I know who is it then. Let's take a look at the back there. It is I think it's Blaze there, and it's the Haas car indeed, who's also had issues as well. The back of the front, Green leads it. Troy is all over the back of Green now as well. Let's see him fighting here. And goodness gracious me then. And look at this, he's all over the back of the car. And I've got no graphics at the moment. This is going to be very difficult indeed then. I can't even, hang on, let me see if I can pause it. No, not quite then. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Right then. I'm now watching these two here, and green leads the way here, but look at this, Troy is trying to, trying to get past as quickly as possible here, on board, and once again now, that is just on board with Troy and going into the 130R here, and look at this, thank goodness gracious me, the green's gone wide there, and he's going into the triangle chicane, and now, is he through? He is through, he's gone on the outside, Troy takes the lead, the bollard's gone off, and green, who almost did a lap around Japan, but unfortunately he's had to drop back there. That one completed then, out of 27 then, but I don't have any graphics, so this is going to be fun. Alex has been kicked then, goodness gracious me then, and then now as we go into turn 1 then, thanks very much, Albo. Yes, a bit of old school commentary now then. We don't have any laps, we don't have any lap counters, we don't have any driver information even then, so you're going to have to figure out by their car numbers. Luckily, back when Murray Walker was commentating, they used to change their car numbers on a yearly basis. We don't have that here in ALR, but Troy, who I definitely know is car 70, leads the way. I missed that there, but it is Boxed Out who is in third position at the moment. And fourth position is Gamer, I think it is. The second AlphaTauri, Vesley's in fifth. Sixth position is Sweet, if I'm not very much mistaken. Then we've got the Mercedes, Sweet is the Mercedes. Marky's seventh. Eighth position is one of the Williamses of Chappers. Ninth position then is Alhan, and 10th is the Ferrari of Murphy. 11th position is the second Mercedes. 12th position we got Knowlesy, who's not there at the moment. Ginger H in 13th. Magnificent stuff indeed there. And just watching Siege in 14th position there. Where is Percy's down in? Where is he? He's down in 17th position, is he? Percy, is he? Is indeed. That the goodness gracious me, a nightmare start there for Percy. Oh my goodness me. Knowlesy needs an invite. If someone could invite Knowlesy back in, please, that would be great stuff indeed. Far from and just going over the grid hatches as well, and into the 130 odd, and so still look at this. Troy leads my box house now all over the back and of green, and as we go into the triangle chicane here. Oh my goodness gracious me! And out of the far turn, and Percy's desynced then, and this session is pretty appalling indeed, isn't it? Percy has oh goodness gracious me. Oh, Sean, press square. I can't because I've got nothing. Literally, I can't do anything. All I could do is just flick back and forward. I got no graphic or anything. Watching Boxed Out, who is currently all over the back of the Red Bull, but unfortunately Percy's desynced. I don't know who's in and who's out of this race at the moment. Now I've got absolutely nothing at all, as I can't invite. It says error, so we can't invite anyone to come back into the session. Well, we'll see what happens here. But at the moment now, Troy leads. Second position is Green. Third position is Boxed Out, and we're going to have to do the old school, just seeing with our seating devices here. And we've just got Boxed Out, who's currently in first position, but this is a nightmare for Percy, isn't it? I must say, if that man had any luck, it would just be bad luck when it blazes out of the Grand Prix. I don't know where he is there. Where is he? I think that I'm not sure, to be honest, but as I have a flick through, unfortunately Blaze out of the Grand Prix. I'm not sure what happened there then for Blaze, but that is disappointing. And Blaze, he was third at the moment, unfortunately out of the Grand Prix there. And now then as we come over the crest of the hill, then Boxed Out all over the back of Green. Green's had a great start, and remember he jumped off the start very nicely indeed then into the 130 yard. The rain is still coming down very lightly indeed. Then Boxed Out all over the back there of Green at the moment there, but Green is defending absolutely spectacularly well, then coming out to the triangle chicane, and goodness gracious, oh, and almost a whippersnapper there coming over the turn 18 there, and across the line, and DRS will not be available. There is rain afoot then, which means that because we're on wet track conditions there, the drag reduction system will not be in play. Troy leads by about a second there from Green. From Boxed Out, going up and under, he's having a look then, no dice at the moment. Then Green there, who's had a spectacular start here. I remember he started fourth on the grid. He's having a great drive out there at the moment. Everyone is on intermediate tyres, but Green is down side of the fence, and he's slowing both those tyres down on the outside. Magnificent there for Boxed Out. Has he got the pace then to get after Troy then in this one? Flying And now is let's see about that one. Gamer in for a fourth position at the moment. Gamer is there. We got Vesey on board with Vesey at the moment. They're currently in a superb fifth position there. Good day again for the AlphaTauri. I think this is sweet in sixth position, and but I can't tell because that default helmet there. Champions in eighth position. Ninth position is the Alfa Romeo of Alhan, doing a great job of the Alhan is once again. 10th position is Murphy, and then we got all kinds of anarchy around here. And then who is that? Ginger Rage, get out the way, sir. You're not a part of this. And we got, I think that's Siege who's got past there. And it's Ginger Age and Ginger Age and Knowles, stuck together there. As, not nice to see. We were just watching that Siege, I think this is. Who is, and there's a Haas in the background there going a bit wide. We got, as we got Chazza, who is currently, I don't know where they are to be honest actually. Let's go on board and let's find out with the steering wheel. This is the battle for 12th for the 11th position there, just outside the points that are there. And you can see there's a bit of blue sky. Oh goodness me, there's a bit of blue sky then trying to peek through the clouds there. I'm wondering if we will get some if we will get some sunshine towards the end of this one as well, then, because it's not raining heavily, is it? So I do feel that because it's not raining too heavily, we might get a bit of dry running towards the end of this one. Then. On board, then Murphy doing a great job in 10th position there at the moment. We're just watching Siege. Got the Mercedes in front of us as well. Lovely stuff indeed there. Just did a shot of Ginger Rage there. Goodness gracious me, what an absolute shambolic. Then we're just watching Percy. He said he was desyncing, and let's see if he's still in this session now. I hope he is Percy, but he's down in 16th position now, which is absolutely normal. Here comes Boxtal, who is flying out to the back of Troy here. He's flying to the back of Troy here. Troy currently, of course, was leading the way then and was pulling away quite nicely, but all of a sudden, Boxstar is just is flying out there at the moment as he's really eased into the lead of Troy. They can't even see third place anymore, which was green. There is green then, but unfortunately, the mean green fighter machine has dropped off. I think he's about 5 seconds away now from this battle here. More or less. Gamer there really interested in that third position, isn't he? But we're going to be we're more interested in what Boxags do there. With no DRS, and this is going to be a very difficult overtaking maneuver here there for Boxtal, isn't it? And same for and of course same for Green and for Gamer here. Lovely shot. I love this shot then, but I don't think we want that shot now. We want to see what's going on in front of us. Not much at the moment. It is status quo then as Boxtal looks like he's struggling in terms of straight line speed there as we go into turn 1 and turn 2 here. What about the bike on the back there? Gamer is still behind Green at the moment there. Look at that McLaren. Oh, look at that McLaren there for Markey all over the back of Sweet. Sweet has a great performance so far. Sweet is lovely stuff indeed. They've only got one retirement so far, which is Blaze out of the Grand Prix. Markey in a strong 7th position. There is the AlphaTauri in there is the AlphaTauri at the moment in 5th position, and we're on board with the McLaren once again, and he is really pushing that Mercedes so far. There's Alhan, and then who's got in front of Chappers now, who's dropped down into 9th position. Murphy in 10th position, then with Alfa Romeo 12. Percy's now up into 12th position, and so I'm hoping Percy's back in here now and getting himself going. Then we've got I think that this is Coop in I think it's Coop in 14th position there as well. And I think that's Chaz who's just come out of the pits then, so an issue there for Chaz. Unfortunately, we are missing a couple of this action there, aren't we? I'm debating whether to jump out of the session and come back in so we can get the graphics and all that back up then. But we'll see how it goes for now. But I do think I am missing a couple of things going on out there because we can't see what's going on the left-hand side then, as you can see. But what we can see is Boxstar all over the back of Troy here. He's just pushing him out of the chicane, and look at this then. And now he's got to run there. He is using the ERS there. Look at this. He's got about half a ball left. It's all over the back of him. He's going to the left-hand side there. He's on the outside. Troy, where's he going to break? He's braked on the outside. He takes it in. The Japanese Grand Prix, but Troy comes back under. And Boxer's going to go up and under here. And look at this. He's trying to sneak up and under there into the SSN. But Troy has done a great job of defending their magnificent stuff between the two championship protagonists. And Troy, it's not good just waving through here, is he? As Chaz has invited me to the session. Lovely stuff. I'll join that in just a few few minutes, Chazza. Just watching this battle here then between Boxtown and between Troy. And look at this here as we go into the Degners now. Oh, my word there. That was absolutely magical defending there, wasn't it? From magical defending there from Troy there. Very good stuff indeed there. So he fly underneath me as well. And there's Boxtown going to go up and under into the Kobayashi chicane. No dice at the moment there. Car 70 just steal. Is being a very good mobile chicane at the moment, isn't he? As they kind of fly past without going up into the spoon corner here on board there with Boxtown again. And going into the spoon corner. No dice at the moment here. And this is absolutely enthralling race then between the two championship protagonists here in the Japanese Grand Prix. We've had so many showdowns in for the championship, but this could be one we could look back on with great fondness as well. And Boxtown once again all over the back then going into the 130R. Is he going to have a look into the triangle chicane? Troy has gone one then, so he's going to go on the outside here. And look at this, and he forces the issue. Troy does that, parking his rear wing right on the racing line here. But Boxtown's had a great run out of the triangle chicane, and now this is a great run then. And once again Troy has got exactly the same defensive type again like he did last time, and he's going to go on the outside, and this time Boxtown he go into the back of Troy, and we just flicked off it right there. And thank you very much, Nosy. I'll leave and rejoin in just a jiffy. Once this battle has been finalised, magnificent stuff indeed then between these two championship rivals as well. Last place of this race, and on board with this man who's second the World Championship, second on the racing road as well here. And I think Green in the background as well. No, his Gamer's got past. Apologies, Gamer is now passing into the top three, and potentially Gamer could be on course for his first podium of the season. His teammates had plenty, hasn't he? Now into the air. Oh, pin. Oh, goodness me. As he's going to try and go up and under, but not quite at this stage of proceedings. So the rain is still coming steadily down then at this moment in time as they flick past me and go up in to the spoon corner once again. There is only one overtaking opportunity. Well, there's more than one, I suppose, but realistically, with drivers top caliber in the Gold Championship, there's only probably one or two overtaken opportunities then, unless your opponent has a right-old mare. And that is what Boxtown is probably trying to do, is trying to put the squeeze on him. Troy, clipping the curve there, the 130R quite heavily there. I wonder if that it's going to really hurt his momentum there. But this time Boxtown's not all over the back of him like it was last time out there. See the snap over to that. There used to be a horrible bump there in the previous games, didn't there? But as you can see, this race has now calmed down ever so slightly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly leave and rejoin the session. So give me 5. Right, how am I going to do that? Watch, if they overtake when I'm gone, I'm going to be an absolutely if they well, unfortunately, I can't even leave the session. Well, that's great. Right, if they overtake each other when I'm doing this, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. Ooh. Sure, this is a good opportunity to do our quick unskippable advert, isn't it? There, as Critical Boy said a minute ago. Of course, as we like to do the old go to the shop there and buy some of our ALR merch, which I'm still very proud of my lovely pink hoodie, which is fantastic indeed. I should have brought a smaller size really, because then that would have kind of encouraged me to get back into shape. But round is a shape in my opinion, so I'm sticking with that one. Hopefully, is only one person's in this session now, so hopefully it's not just Chazza. Just joining the session now. I'm trying to race quickly. Well, literally and figuratively, I'm trying to race to try and get back into this one before they go into the start-finish straight. But I don't think I've done that in time, have I? Well, I hope you all had a lovely Easter. I certainly did. I only had 2 Easter eggs this year, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely gutted though that Cadbury's cream egg. And now we've got gooey good stuff. We're coming across the line again then, and we're just on board now with Boxtown there at this moment as Blaze is young retirement so far coming across the line, and then he's having a look, but no dice at the moment there as they go into turn 1 and 2. Thank you very much there. Thank you very much, Chaz, there for that invite. And unfortunately, we've got some drivers who cannot come to the pits, who cannot rejoin, I don't think, there. As we got Percy making his way up into 9th position as well. Of course, he had a desync earlier on there, but Percy is now back up into 9th 10th position there. Troy is still in the way, but Boxtal is Boxtal, who's now very much all over the back once again. Far overtake, sick. It is sick indeed, isn't this race? It's fantastic. Lap 10 out of 27 here. Apologies for the technical gremlins here tonight, folks. Thank you for staying with us, because I must say that I would have given up yonks ago. Right, there's Troy. He's done a great job, Troy, hasn't he, in defending this race. Has been magnificent so far. We're in retirement so far, which is Blaze, who was on the hard tyre for some reason. Now everyone is on the intermediate tyres. Only Chaz has come to the pits. We seen him a few moments ago coming in the pits. I hope that wasn't to invite me. If I was, then thank you very much, Chaz. Ignore Ginger H, who's not in this race then, and also I'm not sure if Knowles is in the race either. I hope he got back in. We've got Sweet, who is now all over the back of Vesey then. So Vesey is struggling with pace, and Gamer's having a fantastic race so far. So just going into the 130R once again here. One retirement so far in this race. That's Blaze out the Grand Prix from third on the grid. On board once again with Boxer. This is an incredible battle here. Percy's made his way up into 9th position then. Could I have an overtake? What is that Knowles doing? He is having an overtake there. He's all over the back of Ginger Rage's gearbox here, but we're watching this battle at the moment. We're on board there, and he's going for the Troy, just blocking the inside there, and oh my goodness me, right into the braking zone there. Percy, did he move a bit too late? And I think that was fine and dandy. Fastest lap there for Percy. He is flying now and has a Mercedes off the circuit. That is Sweet, who's had an adventure on the outside here. My word there. Ginger Rage in 14th on his debut. He is an absolute superb driver, isn't he there? I've never seen a man more I've never seen a driver so intelligent, so spectacular, and so quick. It is magnificent to see. Of course, I am taking the mic then. Oh, invite not overtake that. Yellow flag. Sweet's off the circuit there. Oh, goodness gracious me. Sweet is off the circuit. Hang on, how do I invite? So Sweet comes back on the circuit now. Let me get Nosey. Where is he? He's usually under Alex. Is he? Oh, and Sweet's off again. Oh, goodness gracious me. And oh, he's hiding. Whoa, what a sneaky so-and-so. That's in front of the game, isn't it? Sweet dropping down all the way down to 16th position. That is such, oh my goodness me, that is devastating. Oh, they're going into the 130 on it, but once again, Troy is having that wheel to wheel between these two drivers. It's absolutely fantastic. Knowles is back in the session spot as they go over the curve set, and goodness gracious me, Coop has in soup. It's up into 11th position now. C just dropped down into top position to Percy, and there's yellow flag says one of the Mercedes is off again. I don't know who that is there. I think it is Chazza, and going into turn one there once again. Then we have got Mark Hughes now in 6th position there as the Mercedes driver gets going. Percy up into 8th position now. Then of course he dropped right down to the back because he's gone down to the back of the grid then. Anthony Percy did it because of desync, but he's got his way back up the order. Murphy, of course, with that default helmet there, is now up into 10th position. There he is then. Of course, Murphy starting his 111th Grand Prix here tonight. Then the most experienced driver in gold history. He's using all of his experience beyond his wisdom years. And Knowlesy, I think, is back in the car then. He's overtaken me, which is absolutely shambolic, so I wish I'd never invited him now. He is now up into 13th position there. Just watching this battle here then between first and second. I'm absolutely loving this. I almost fell off my poof a minute ago as I've had to sit down because this battle has taken it out of me, and we ain't even got to half distance yet between these two incredible drivers. Murphy's on the outside of the Kobayashi hairpin. He dances on the outside. He dances in the moonlight. He's a top loader. He takes 9th position. Magnificent stuff there for Murphy. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Chappers is having none of it though. He's coming back element of spoon. Not quite. Remember, as Chazza out of the Grand Prix, he knew that this was going to be a difficult race anyway, but Chazza out of the race there, unfortunately, and that is disappointing indeed. Percy up into 7th position now. Look at this. He's fantastic, isn't he? He is flying. Absolutely flying now, and he's not too far away from this battling duo in front there because they're both slowing each other down because they're fighting so hard here. Can Percy, we ain't even half distance yet, well, about half distance now, and I think there's still a bit too much there for for Percy to really get involved in this battle, but he is flying out there as Chapper's in the pits. That's a damage for Chapper's potentially, or is that to change intermediate tyres? We're not going to be on the dry tyres, I don't think. It's still raining out there. Chapper's is out of the race there. He said he was tight on time, and I'm wondering if his time limit has run out, which is a shame there for Chapper's, which means that he's not going to get any points here tonight, which is such a shame, and he's left the session there. That is our fourth retirement, well, sorry, our third retirement in this race here tonight. As they'll come under me and under the crossover. Look, there's Gamer in the background, and the gap is down to under 3 seconds, or it was just a whisker. So just a whisker. Just watching a box style here all over the back of Troy once again. I think though that this battle is really helping Gamer, could potentially bring Gamer into this. I have absolutely. Who's left? This I got Chaz is left, and who's I think it was the host, was he? Well, Chaz is not the host anymore. But the hostess with the mostess then. But unfortunately, Chaz are out of the Grand Prix. Then we're now down to 16 runners and riders in this one. Once again, though, it is the Box Talon Troy show here, and what an incredible battle this has been between the two giants of gold then. And what could have been if Percy didn't have those technical gremlins in qualifying, and of course in the qualifying session as well. But as Box Talon just a bit too far back at the moment, isn't there? And I think that he's just giving himself a respite. Into the pits comes Green then. So is this our first scheduled stop then? Of course, Red Bull, the Constructors Champions on Formula 1 anyway, but not in ALR's world then. What's happened? And we got some yellow flags then as well. And the Williamses, Dylan's off the circuit. Percy in the pits as well. And so Percy also in the pits. And he's changing the nose code. Is our problem? There's been a problem for Percy. And all that hard work has come to nothing then. And got the Haas of Vintage also in the pits as well. So apologies. And the scoring point streak is over for Charles. That's such a shame. Then we'll talk about the point streak in a minute. So Percy needed to come to pits, but now he's got a fresh set of intermediate tyres. Let's see how this one transpires. Anyway, going back to Chaza. Apologies if you can hear a mouse click then, because I broke my laptop earlier on in the week. Then I've now basically it's not a laptop anymore. It's anything but. But yeah, Chaza's had a point scoring streak in every race he started this season. That goes back to last season. So Chaza had every time he started a race. Sweet's got the fast off the race. Every time Chaza has started a race this season, he has scored a point, and that goes back to last season as well. Then I'll get out last season's stats as well in a jiffy. But before we do so, we gotta take a look at this once again. If DRS is in play, I think Boxtown might be free, but this is a bit of an old school race. He's going over the back. He's going over the back. He's going for it. He's having a look. Oh, there's contact. There's contact into the 130R, and how have both of them still got their pace in the right direction is beyond me. Sweet's had an issue. Sweet, who is done superbly well, has all of a sudden now having a nightmare race there for Sweet, isn't that? It's such a shame. Into the pits comes Gavin, and so he's going for an undercut here. Of course, he's in the window just about there. Vesey has stayed out then, but Troy leads the way, but they were so close to having a humongous crash through the 130R, and that would have been a shocking development indeed. That Knowles in the points, good stuff. We got a lot of drivers in the pits at this stage then, and Siege has stayed out. Siege has stayed out here. Look at this, and Troy is struggling now. Look at Boxtown. He's all over the back. Remember, this is for the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. This is also the battle of the World Championship as well. Then, of course, as it stands, Troy will extend his lead in the championship. But if Boxtown gets past that championship lead, then we'll whittle down to about 17 points down there. It's starting to whittle down quite irregularly now for Troy's Lycan potentially. And of course, this is why he is fighting every inch of the circuit. And then some Percy's back up with a 10th position, got past Murphy in those pit stops there. And Markey in a great 8th position motor. Green in 7th for the moment. Gamer in 6th position. Green has got a 3-second penalty. We'll take a look at the penalty motor. Knowlesy into a supreme 5th position there. He hasn't pitted yet. And of course, in these wet weather conditions, you do not need to pit in this race, of course, because if you start on wet or intermediate tyres, then the mandatory pit stop is no longer in play here. Who is in play? No, it's a box. He's going this way and that way, but Troy will not be deterred here. Oh, magnificent. We ain't even halfway through this race. Troy is soaking up all the pressure there on the intermediate. He's into the pits now. Boxtel needs to really light up the circuit, and this is his opportunity to go for a qualified lap to overtake, as we're talking about overtake Gamers through past Nosey, to really go for the overcut here. The Alpha Tower needs to put on a world of a pit stop. They've been fantastic in the ALR this season. And out of the pits now comes Troy, and he's trolling down the pit lane now. CG hasn't come into the pits yet. Gamer has come into the pits. Troy is leaving now then. Is Troy going to get out in front of this Williams? That Williams is a lap behind. He is out in front now. Very good stuff. Green is at the fast up of the race, and now he has Siege in the pits. Marky Moon is up at the 7th position as well, as Percy trying to recover from trying to recover. So I'm wondering then if some drivers are going to try and stay out for the rest of the race then, like Vesey, like Boxtel, like Nosey here. That is going to be an interesting development. Let's see how this one transpires then. 8 seconds the gap is at the moment between Troy and Boxtel, between Boxtel and Troy, and the gap is already coming down there. Look at that then. Let's take a look there. This is the get there again. Third time's a charm show. Well done. 20.2 seconds the gap is at the moment. Is that gap going up? It is going up. It is going up there, but now Troy, I think, is far up the intermediate tires. It is going to be nip and tuck, I think, now between yellow flag. Yellow flag is out there. It's one of the Haas cars. It's Coop as in Soup who's off in Dunlop there, and he's damaged the front wing there. It's had a nightmare day for the Haas team. Oh, what a shame. Gap is the gap is floating around there, so the gap is not coming down then, and I think that Boxtel should pit now. He is in the pits now then, and I feel that this is going to be very close. Look at that, he's almost in on the limiter and beyond. Vesey, is he coming into the pits as well? He is, and they're extending their extent. McLaren Mechanics goes to work. The two-time Constructors Champions, the defending Constructors Champions, do an absolute magnificent pit stop. Where's Troy, I hear you ask? Where is he? Here he is, he's coming out the front. There's 1.5. Boxtel's done enough. Boxtel's done enough. You know that this is important. The championship comes. No, he hasn't. There he is. There he is. Oh my goodness. Gamer, who's I thought that was Gamer. It's not. It's one of the lap cars. Wow, magnificent stuff indeed then. And yes, Troy has absolutely nailed that, hasn't he? Sam Green in 4th position, Marky in 5th position. There's some great drives out there. Vesey 6th, so Alhan 7th, Percy in 8th position, Murphy in 9th position, Nosey coming out of the pits as well. Nosey has extended his stint here. He's going to get out in front of Siege and Ginger Rage. Not quite. There is Ginger Rage, an absolute master of his craft in 11th position. Nosey is in 12th position. Into the pits comes Coop, as in Soup then after having an issue at Dunlop. Let's take stock on lap 17 of the Grand Prix. Troy leads the way. He came into the pits a lap earlier on, and that is definitely the right decision, isn't it? Boxtel is second now. Boxtel has struggled to get past Troy. What an incredible battle these two have had then. This is potentially the most intense race of the season thus far. Gamer in 3rd position, on course for his first podium of the season. And he is going to be flying high in that Aston Martin. Lovely stuff. Green in 4th. Green in 4th position with Marky in 5th. 6th position is Vesey. 7th is Alhan. 8th position is Percy. Alhan, Green, Vesey, and Percy all have 3-second penalties, and so does Sweet as well. Going 9th position is Murphy. Great drive here for his 111th start. Siege in 10th position. Ginger Rage in 11th. Ignore him. 12th position is Nosey. 13th position is Vintage with Sweet in 14th. Coop as in Soup in 15th there, and Dylan having a nightmare race, but hats off to him for sticking with it. The bronze champion there. Across the grid has to become there. 10 laps to go. Troy leads 1.1 seconds in front of Boxtel in 2nd position. Gamer's in 3rd on there. 3 seconds the gap is. I think the Gamer, if they start to fight again, Gamer has an opportunity, I think, then to close up. Dylan's got a 3-second penalty. The Gamer has an opportunity to close up on the battle and potentially enforce himself into that, and the drivers in front are just going to the drivers in front, if Gamer can catch up, the drivers in front are just going to jump out of its way, I would say, because if I was Gamer, you're not in the championship battle. Those drivers they've got a lot to lose in this race. Gamer just wants to win a Grand Prix in gold, doesn't he, for this season, so he can then elevate his stock for next season and become a championship protagonist. But that is what Gamer's aim is going to be there. He just wants to win races. The two in front wants to complete the job. They want to win the championship. Boxtel is hunting down Troy once again. He's absolutely flying on the intermediate tyres. He's done one lap less there. Is that going to be crucial in this race here tonight? Vesely is now caught up to the back of Marquis as well. Marquis, great performance for both McLarens here tonight. That's absolutely stunning stuff there. And they might be able, as it stands, they might be able to overhaul Aston Martin. Well, no, I don't think they'll overhaul Aston Martin in the Constructors' Championship. But what they will do is close up the battle then as we head on to COTA in a week's time in Austin, Texas then. My goodness gracious me, if it's been anything like this Japanese Grand Prix, I cannot wait then, as we are going to be, the races are coming thick and fast now. No more breaks then for the remainder of ALR then. We have got 7 weeks of non-stop action, 7 weeks of racing to determine who is going to be the drivers of gold, who's going to be the world champion for gold, silver and bronze and 100%, albeit I do think that Immortal is very, very close. He could win the championship, I think, in a race or two's time if it all goes his way. Then we've got to determine about who's going to be the team's champions from gold, silver, bronze, and 100%. And don't forget the joint constructors as well, which is still looking healthy for the AlphaTauri team. And one there, they are 1st and 6th. Box Simon, look once again, and Edu, this commentator, love heart. Thank you very much there, I really appreciate that. And I've been overtaken by Knowles, I'm disappointed. Goodness me, I've also had a bit of a cut there from Troy. We go into the hairpin as well. Charles Palmer saying if Troy can keep him behind, he will win the race there. Indeed, but that's the difficult part, isn't it? Can he keep him behind? Now there's the question there, but Troy has kept this man behind him for almost like 16 laps of this race so far. If you just joined us, this has basically been the story of the race there between Boxtel and Troy. Percy's got past Alhan and moved himself into 10th position there, and he's trying to keep with trying just to keep himself in the championship. Is once again just a nightmare there for Percy, isn't there? But what an incredible race this has been between these two drivers of Boxtel and Troy. Thank you very much for sticking with us. We've had some technical gremlins here tonight in qualifying and the race as well. But Boxtel, who is now all over the back of Troy, and this is important. Troy has been absorbing the pressure from start to finish so far in this race. An absolutely incredible performance indeed there. Remember, Boxtel was on pole position, but there is the start looked very weird, and Green had an incredible start and made his way up into lead this race, didn't he? Hey, Gold loving this wet weather, and of course Gold is usually Silver that has this wet weather, isn't there? So I reckon that Silver, Knowlesy, is going to be having his legs out tomorrow, and of course getting those because he'll be enjoying the sunshine, I have no doubt about that. Look at Boxtel here, that goodness me, once again touching the back of Troy's rear posterior here, and then settling the car, and then Troy then, who is very much just planting the car where it needs to be planted there. He's going to have a look then. Not quite then, as Troy goes a bit wide there, but he is, I think that is his normal racing line then, as he goes a bit higher up, doesn't he, just to get some momentum then with 8 laps to go in this Japanese Grand Prix, 7.5 to be precise, as they come up to Spoon Corner once again. McLaren pops out from underneath the rear wing of the AlphaTauri, but Troy is not driving with his wing mirrors, is he? Ferrari is off, and that's Murphy who's off the circuit. Murphy has had an issue with the Kobayashi hairpin, unfortunately. Boxtel is having a look here. Oh, he's gone for, oh my goodness me, there's contacted somehow. Boxtel keeps it in the right direction. Oh, Troy's in the wall there, and oh my goodness gracious me, Troy is in the wall, and I'm not sure if he's damaged or not then, but I think there was a bit of contact, but Boxtel kept it going, but did that affect Troy? I should almost certainly think it did then, as far as put driver day for Troy, Boxtel, Gamer and Alhan, but I think Troy is not down. I think that he went to the back of the barrier very heavily. That rear crash structure, the rear wing is going to be damaged surely. Yellow flag as one of the Mercedes is off the circuit, and these two have been battling hammer and tongs, haven't they? But Boxtel and Troy came to blows. That whether Boxtel somehow kept on the road, but Troy didn't, did he? Whether Troy overcorrected the car or not, we do not know, because we was looking at Boxtel. But whatever happened, both drivers who were fighting position, tooth and nail then, and goodness me, it's a huge moment in gold. Then Equals and Far from both saying, and this is a huge moment in the championship as well. I think the Troy is damaged as well. Murphy's got a 3-second penalty, very unusual for Murphy. Knowles is on the cusp of getting some points as well behind Siege, but yeah, I think that let's see Troy might be able to just level it out then. Alibi never good to go side by side there through the 130R. Not it isn't this. They built that car out of iron by the looks of it. Tango is saying, and I'm surprised that car is not falling apart. But let's see if he's not losing time to Green, Markey, and Vezio and have an almighty scrap here. But Boxtel currently leads this Grand Prix. Big damage for Troy. Edu is saying then it is big damage. I thought it was because that car has gone to the back. Troy is going to be fuming. What an incredible battle it has been, but this is a major problem now for Troy. He's going to have to fight just to stay in third position. Of course, there as it stands then in the championship, the gap will be down to 7 points, give or take. Then I think anyway, I haven't got the championship up there, but yes, Edu saying that the championship, Troy's got damage, and there it is. And I think the damage on the rear wing. Then he was lucky that Troy's still in this race, to be honest, because he went in there at a quite old vicious rate of knots here. But that is major problems there for Troy. Look at him, he's limping, isn't he? And that back, he is going to be oversteering like anything, then, isn't he? Like oversteering, like I don't know, oversteering really. Boxal now leads away by 4.3 seconds there for Gamer. Troy in third position now, Green in fourth with Markey fifth, Vezzi in sixth position at the moment now. Lucas Percy, who is now in seventh position. Percy's had a very solid race so far, hasn't he? Siege, who's dropped down into a 12th position now. I think he must have had an issue there. But Knowlesy is now up into 10th position now. Doing Knowlesy, who's stolen Alex Albon's number for this race. Absolutely good indeed then. Equal saying, I think Boxtel's seen the door was open and but it was a tough corner to overtake on. It's a very tough corner to overtake on, isn't it? They almost came to blows a couple of laps to go. Troy's doing it, but Troy is now extending that gap then, because I think Green has got a lot of problems behind him to Markey, Vesley and Percy. Oh, a great battle here for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th in this Grand Prix at this moment in time. But yes, there is going to be a major I think this is going to get very interesting at the end of this one. It's there in terms of the game name, in terms of the pointing figures and things like that. We'll find out then, won't we? You'll hear more from Silver tomorrow. And the driver of the day vote is up. Yellow flag as one of the Williams cars has had an issue there. Hands off to Dylan. Hats off to Dylan for carrying on with this nightmare race then, as Ginger Rage has got a good almighty run now on the back of Nosey. But Nosey is not going to take him seriously. Well, does he ever take me seriously? Because I never take myself seriously, so I do understand that entirely. Boxtel leads from Gamer in second. Troy in third position now. Troy's got no pace at all at the moment, but he has got pace, I think, but he is struggling with that rear wing damage there. But it is gated. But Green, I think, is not going to be concerned about that podium now. He's more concerned about this battle here. As Percy's on the inside there, and he passes. Oh goodness me! Vesley and Percy are side by side here. Markey has had a nightmare run out of the Kobayashi chicane. Oh my goodness me! This could be overtaking the season there. And Percy's up the inside. He forces Markey off the circuit. Markey's not going to be too impressed with that one, but Percy has gone through very robustly indeed there. And what a maneuver there from Percy. I love that. That was fantastic. I love it. But look at this now as Markey trying to go back up. Oh, we've got to have a carbon copy from up in front of us here. But they both get through just about the 130R. But Vesley just being forced off the circuit there. My word. And Alhan has now got onto the back as well. But Percy, I can't believe that. He's gone through that pack so quickly, and he's now up into 4th position here as Siege has got past, and Green, who is eased off the front and let Percy through there, and up into 4th position, Percy. So Green down into 5th position there. And as we got driver of the day out then, so who is your pick for driver of the day in this one there? Troy on 6-10% of the vote, and then 33% for Gamer at the moment. And I feel for Troy then. One half of defence in this race there. Cryptic Alibi is saying there for Troy. Absolutely fantastic stuff did that. So Green then, who is as Siege has got past Ginger Age and moved himself up into 10th position. Nosey has dropped off the back there, so I think Nosey's got some issues there in that second Alpine car. The other Alpine car blazed out of this race set. Vesey all over the back of Marquis. These two went did what their teammates did, but more successfully, I would say, into the 130 yard end. Lovely shot here from Troy from Vesey there. Remember, we got penalties, but at the moment now it's status quo in terms of penalties, apart from Markey, who will be moving himself up into 4th position as it stands at the moment there, so they come up into Spoon Corner once again there. Markey, who is drawing a superb race at this moment, and no penalties at all, which is why he's going to elevate himself up the order. Green there is going to be looking over his shoulder once again. There he is, and Percy's almost gone off into the distance. Oh my word, 3 laps to go in this race anyway. It's been a challenging event here tonight. Hats off to all the hats off to everyone that's stuck with us. Thank you very much to the viewers at home as well. It's been magnificent to keep your interest there, which has been a very technical, well, I don't know. A trying day, let's just say that. I think a trying day indeed then in terms of the game. Went from gaining 7 points to losing 10. Cryptic Alibi is saying now for Troy the gap is down to 7 points now in the World Championship. So between Troy and Boxtel, if it stays this way, and that's a big if, because look who's on the prow. It is Percy. He has a 3-second penalty. Nose in the pits. He has a 3-second penalty. Does Percy, but Troy is a wounded man now, isn't he, in 3rd position? And but Percy is absolutely flying around this circuit, isn't he? On board now with Markey, who is all over the back of Green, and just going into the crossover. Can Markey? Well, Markey's already technically in front of Green, because he does have to overtake, but he would like to overtake to get rid of that very pesky Vesey, and Alhan sniffing up the inside as well. Great drive from Alhan, by the way. I think he was in the drive of the day poll as well, so good stuff, good spot indeed there for Farf, as he's put him in there as well. But Gamer's got 33% of the vote. Troy's got 67% of the vote at the moment there for his stout defending, as Cryptic Alibi has just mentioned earlier on in this one. I don't want to get too excited, but Ginger Rage is only 0.3 of a second away from Siege and getting his first points on his debut in ALR Gold. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then that's a future world champion there if I've ever seen one. Of course, Siege ain't going to let that happen. And secondly, if Siege did let that happen, he would still get the points anyway, because Ginger Rage is not a part of this event here tonight. Of course, if you're going to drive the car, the rules in ALR is you have to drive the car alone and unaided, just like in the real world of Formula 1, which means you cannot be an AI for the whole race then. So yes, as much as I'm going to try and argue my point so far from the head race steward, I don't think I'm going to get very far, because I've got to prove that I've been racing, as well as talking about this incredible race around here, which I gotta say, I'm rubbish at multitask at the best of times. So yes, I definitely have not been doing that then. But I forgot to say, a great day indeed. There's been a lot of great races racing out there tonight, hasn't there? In terms of Sweet, so unlucky for Sweet then, because he was on his best performance of his goal career, but then it just went a bit peak-tongue, didn't it, unfortunately, about halfway through, and dropped down the order. Vince's great drive in 12th position now. Siege recovering as well. Murphy on his 111th starter tonight, and good stuff indeed up into 9th position. Alhan, great drive in 8th position as well, with Vesey, Markey and Green, who have basically had the second Markey event, haven't they? Very much the pre-main event in terms of battle tonight between Green, Markey, Vesey and Alhan. What an incredible battle this has been then. Murphy's involved as well for a time being, but of course the battle was between Boxtal and Troy. Troy down in 3rd position now, and I think he's going to be quite an unhappy man in that car. He is. We've heard from Edu then in the comments as well, saying that Troy has got some horrific damage there. The final lap of the Japanese Grand Prix, and Boxtal is on course to win his 7th race of the season here, and of course take the championship gap down to just 7 points in the World Championship there, with an almighty battle between himself and Troy. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. Coop like soup improving. Equal saying he's done a good job, hasn't he? He's done a good job tonight, Kupaz, just to stick with it. It's been a difficult one. You've also got Cryptic saying Lucas is catching Troye. Yes, Percy is now half a second away, but he does have a 3-second penalty, but he will not lose that position now to Markey because he's about 4 seconds in front of Markey. Of course, Markey has been struggling to get past his battle, this incredible battle here as well. The lack of DRS tonight has really shown, hasn't it? Oh my goodness me, Alhan having a slip on the outside. That would have been audacious, wouldn't it, there for Alhan? Magnificent there from car 19. But Alhan fought better over there. And of course, the DRS has really shown tonight, hasn't it, in terms of not much overtaking, but there's been a lot of action here tonight, hasn't there? In this one, absolutely one race that is going to go down in the archives, I'm sure of it. What an incredible battle between Boxtal and Troy. They did come to blows here. Then we'll see how that transpires, because I think that Troy is going to be furious with that then. But out of the final turn there comes Boxtal, and he is going to win his 7th race of his season. And Boxtal is now within 7 points of the championship lead. He wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Make that 6 up. He's got fast up as well. Boxtal, an impressive drive here tonight then. And of course, I'm not sure what happened at the start there, but of course everyone just seemed to have different start times there, didn't they? But Boxtal is the Japanese Grand Prix winner here tonight then. He lowers the gap between himself and Troy to 7 points there. And my word there, with just 6 rounds to go in the World Championship, 156 points are still up for grabs here. It is all to play for still in the World Championship, but my goodness me, there is going to be some tense battles and on and off the circle, I think, for the remainder of the season. And Percy from 44 from last over at Orange Wing, yes, please, he was flying out there. Wasn't he? Percy was. What could have been if his qualifying didn't get curtailed then, and all kinds of shenanigans that went on during the race there. Boxtal, 7th Grand Prix win of the season there, and he takes, and of course he's now within 6 points then. 7 points in the championship, 7 points away from Troy in the championship, or 6 points depending on if he's got the fast up, and depending, of course, if I've got me maths right, which is highly doubtful then. Great drive from Gamer, his best result of his career, of his season and of his career there for Gamer in gold, and really good stuff. His first pole in the season as well. Fantastic stuff there for Gamer, and he's going to be overjoyed with that, and Aston Martin will be loving that as well then. And a good day for the Aston Martin team as well. Troy enjoyed the day, 55% of the vote, 53% for Gamer, 11% for Geordie. Alhan, no votes, and that's harsh, because I thought Alhan was would have been. It's even between Troy, well, it's been between all 4 of them, really, wasn't it? Because they've all had a very good day indeed. Wow, what an absolutely fantastic race this one's been, hasn't it, here in Japan, the land of the rising sun. Next time gold will be coming to you will be at Circuit of the America in Kota in Austin, Texas, and that is next Sunday, of course, as the bubbly is being sprayed, and Boxtal is very much within touch and distance now with Troy, as he wants to take in the championship where it matters most, then, which is in the final stage of the World Championship. My goodness gracious me. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Right, let's take a final look at the classification then from the Japanese Grand Prix. And Boxtal won his 7th race of the season and is now within 6 points of the championship. According to Percy, apparently he was in front of Gamer and Vesey throughout the whole race then. So yeah, it's a cracking game, he said that. Anyway, the final classification of the Japanese Grand Prix. Boxtal, 7th race win of the season then here tonight then, and also fast up as well. Gamer, what an incredible drive to second stage. His best performance of the season, best performance of his gold career as well. Troy in 3rd position, an incredible battle between himself and Boxtal. Percy, great comeback drive up to 4th fed. Markey, outstanding drive with Green as well, and Vesey 6th and 7th. Alan in 8th fed. Murphy has 111th star in gold in 9th fed. Siege in 10th position. Digital Rage, driver of the day for me in 11th position there. Vintage 12th. Coop as in Soup 13th. Nosey 14th. Sweet in 15th. Dylan in 16th. Retirements, Chappers, Chazza, and Blaze, and ignore Farf down the bottom there. And my goodness me, guys, and what an incredible race that was. But let's come to you, Boxtal. This is your 7th race win of the season here tonight. But my goodness me, that start looked very odd. What happened to you off the start line?
Well, I don't know what happened. I think it was internet issues because the whole time the lobby was glitching and stuff. So I wanted to go on throttle, but it wasn't working. And after the lights got out, I could just go on throttle. So yeah, I don't know what was going on, but yeah, still it was a pretty good race. And yeah, just big GGs to Troy. It was a big wall. I just couldn't get past. I mean, it was incredible. And then, yeah, unfortunately, I saw a gap and yeah, we touched. And then, unfortunately, he spun. But yeah, still, it was a tough race. But yeah, another win, so it's good.
It is very good indeed, and the gap is now down to 6 points in the championship as well. You're in touch and distance going into Kota. You did mention about that because he was exactly like a wall, wasn't he? There, as Troy was defending absolutely impressively. When he came into the pits a lap before you, was what was you thinking? Was you going to do the opposite to what Troy was going to do there?
Yeah, I was definitely gonna do the opposite, but yeah, I wanted to go on the undercut, but I just wasn't sure if Lucas or the others were pitting, so I couldn't get stuck. But yeah, I went for the overcut. It didn't really work, but yeah, uh, it was still a pretty decent strategy.
And then, of course, the lack of DRS today did make it a bit more difficult. What was your viewpoints of having no DRS today? Because I must admit, personally, I quite enjoyed it about DRS.
Um, yeah, it makes it a lot tougher, you know. Yeah, you just need to gain more time in the corners to get into that slipstream and try to overtake. But yeah, it does make overtaking a bit less. But yeah, I also don't mind it in the rain. But yeah, like I said, I like DRS, but no DRS is also fun.
And of course, you mentioned about the 130R incident between yourself and Troye. You had a great run on him coming out of Spoon Corner then, and you're going side by side. Now you almost, I think you almost came together on the a couple of laps before that, but then and then you both unfortunately came together. Then what was? Could you talk us through that action point of this race?
Yeah, like you said, I had a good run on him, and I yeah, I went on we went side by side and into that corner, which is pretty tricky. But yeah, I was like, I'm going for it because I had a lot of pace. So yeah, unfortunately we touched wheels, and I almost spun by myself, but I could catch it. And yeah, Troy unfortunately went wide on the curbs, and then yeah, unfortunately spun. So yeah, was good battle though.
It was a cracking battle then, and now, of course, going into Kota, you're now 6 points then behind Troy in the championship. Then you've been on very much a relentless fight then over the last couple of races. Then you've almost got your goal of taking in the world championship. Going into Kota, are you going to be changing your tactics?
No, I like the way I'm going right now. Thinking about the championship, but also thinking about that I need to go get ahead to get the lead in the championship. And yeah, I know what it's like to lead the championship. It's pretty tough to be the hunted, but yeah, like I said, we're gonna see, and hopefully I can get another win in Kota and take the championship lead.
Really good stuff. Well done today, a boxer. A magnificent battle. I enjoyed that one. Gamer, my goodness me, what an impressive drive today to get yourself second today. You've been very unlucky in majority of the races this season, but today you very much absolutely nailed it as well. Unfortunately, I didn't have the graphics for most of the for the first part of the race, so I missed your overtake on green. So talk us about that overtake first.
Yeah, well, first on the start, I had the same issues as Jordi. I couldn't go to the throttle, but on some way it worked out for me, and I went on the perfect moment on it. So I had a brilliant start going into P3, I think it already was. But then Sam overtook me, and it was difficult to pass him. But I don't know about the others, but I was on a dry setup because I didn't have a wet setup. So I was on pretty low wings, 25 and 20, I think it is. So that's already low for in the dry, but especially for in the rain. So yeah, I just had more speed on the straight, so that's how I could manage to overtake him.
Goodness me, it sounded like driving on ice then. Absolutely mega stuff indeed then. But of course, you also had a bird's eye view of Boxdown and Troye at the front there. And you seen the gap was like yo-yoing around, but especially when they was really getting into, really fighting between each other and losing time then. Was you thinking that if I can get a run on those two, I'm just going to lunge at them because they're going to jump out the way, surely?
Yeah, of course, I was watching the gap and I saw it was sometimes going down, sometimes going up. So if I'm honest, I was hoping they would crash so I could take the lead. I think everyone will hope for that, but yeah, it's a shame for Troy that he crashed, and of course, as like a friend, I don't want that, but yeah, as a driver, that's perfect for me and take some more points. And if I would have closed the gap, I will, and I had an opportunity to overtake, I will definitely do it. Of course, not taking too many risks because this is my first podium in gold, so that's pretty special for me.
And do you think that this? I say this a lot, but hopefully I'm never. I'm usually wrong on this. But do you think that this is now going to like elevate you to like the next level? And like now you've got your podium. You're going to now be getting that elusive win, and then potentially go for a championship challenge in the maybe next season. Is that? Do you reckon that's possible?
Well, I think at the moment, drivers like Jordi, Troy, Lucas are a lot faster than me. We saw that in quali. So I think that will be difficult, but I hope it will give me a boost to really top the midfield. I think that's definitely possible. The midfield is pretty close in gold, so yeah, anything is possible there. I think I already showed in all the races as well, and a few seasons ago in silver that I had the pace to really go for it if I have the moment for it. So yeah, we'll just see how the next few races will go and then make myself ready for the new game and the new season.
And it's amazing to see up here as well, Gamer. Fantastic stuff. I personally, I found it amazing when you was up in the second. Really well done indeed, Gamer. Fantastic. And now let's come
Thanks, thanks.
to Troy in third position today. Of course, still the championship leader, but Troy, my goodness me, that was absolutely stout defending between yourself and Boxdale. I think it was like 20 odd laps there where you was just absolutely. You were just like a brick wall, as Boxdale said that. Unfortunately, though, the flashpoint in the race though was the 130R incident. Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, man. I'm not happy about it, to be honest. It was probably the worst pace I've had ever on this game, but at the same time, it was probably my best drive I've ever had on this game. So to not come out with a win it's very frustrating, to be honest. Um, I felt like if Boxer would have got me, like if he would have overtook me, he would have run away with it because he was way faster than me already. Because it felt like I was driving with damage already since lap one, to be honest, with the tires and everything. But yeah, after the pit windows, I was so happy that I stayed out in front of him because that was literally the only way I could have won this race, by keeping track position, because I kind of figured out how to defend and everything. So for it to end that way, it's frustrating, man, to be honest.
And talking about that pit window, then firstly, because it looked like it was a game of cat and mouse. And how difficult was it to judge when to like come in before Boxtel? Because as you mentioned, that was probably the most crucial part of the race for yourself at that point.
To be honest, I thought he'd get me no matter what I did, if I undercut or overcut, because his pace was just that much faster than me today. So when I actually managed to even undercut him by quite a lot, by like over a second, I surprised myself. And after that, I really felt I had a chance on the win. And it sucks, because, even if he's going to get penalized for this incident, um, that's how it works this way, that he's going to get a penalty, but he's got the gap already down to game. I think it was 8 seconds, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a penalty. So it sucks, man. It's nothing you can do. Out of your control, really. And it's really frustrating that it's probably one of my best drives on this game. And to end up just with a third is quite disappointing, to be honest.
It is indeed, and then unfortunately going on to Kota in a week's time. Then how do you regroup then after what has been potentially the drive of your life, and to only come away third and losing points in the championship? How do you feel? How do you refocus going on to America in a week's time?
No, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for next week already. I'm gonna fucking go out swinging, to be honest. And yeah, I've never had a closer chance on winning the championship in this league. So yeah, I'm gonna go all out, man. I'm gonna try to better my pace, and yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna do my best. Trust me on that one.
Thank you very much, Troy. Thank you very much to Boxel. Thank you very much to Gamer as well. Fantastic result for Gamer today to get second. Fantastic stuff for a lot of other drivers as well, hanging tough out there in the difficult conditions there. Troy, very, very disappointed about the incident as well. Boxtel is now within 6 points of the Championship League, going on to Kota then in just over 7 days' time. Then we will be back in action tomorrow night for silver. Then Alex is going to be taking you through the Japanese Grand Prix tomorrow night, and I don't expect there to be much rain, to be honest, because we've had the rain already, haven't we? Thank you very much. I've absolutely enjoyed this one. This was a great race then, but there is a flashpoint there, wasn't it, between Boxtel and Troy, and that is going to be the talk of the paddock, I think, going into Kota in a week's time. Join us then for more action from ALR. Well, no, join us tomorrow, I should say, as we return to Suzuka for round 18 of silver. Good night.